Churchill, what's happening now? Here you go. Three little hack chicks in the background. That's all they say. Give me love. Give me all that you got. The Churchill, what's happening now? Here we go. Because how you doing? Your host, Joey Diaz. My main man in the co-host chair. The one and only, the ultimate, the flying Jew of death, Mr. Syatt.
We learned something very important today, Joey.
No, we learned something this week. Never to put a guest on here that can't handle an edible, because now we're put in a bad position. I didn't book all the guests. A lot of people out of town. This is one of those podcasts. We're going to chit-chat about a few things that have been on my mind lately. My agent, Gordon Warnock. I've been talking with him for 3 years. We still haven't made $1 together. And, he's been trying to talk me to write a book for the last 3 years. And I've started 6 times. And because of my writing insecurities and the whole thing, it's taken years. And in a way, I wanted it this way. I really wanted to think this out. But the bottom line is, last month, I was doing really well on this page, Lit Lift. What I basically did was an idea a friend gave me. That he said, just write a sentence every day. Start with that. And that's what I did. Every day I would go back, write a sentence. Then I got to the point where I couldn't wait to go to it. And I would write a few sentences a day and clean up. And I'd put together about 2.5 chapters. And last month, one day, I go to just write in there, and the website is down. And this went on for about 3 or 4 days. And my wife, she's a private investigator. She went online, and something happened with Lit Lift, but it took my book. So now I got to start from scratch. So to put myself in a position where I had to do this, I'm hiring somebody for the month of August. And pretty basically, I only have San Francisco and Ontario in the month of August. So that's 1 week I have to be on a plane. And for 3.5 weeks, we're just going to write the 3 or 4 chapters to get an advance and to see what we have to do. It's a good learning experience for both of us. He's from NYU. But the bottom line was that throughout this whole 3 years, the thing that's driven me not to even send them this stuff is fear. If you got the syringe, take a chance. I'm sick and tired of dealing with fear. And I dealt with it for 30 years, and then I started doing little things about it. Just little things. But anyway, to get back to this book, Gordon sent me a book. I always get little emails from people, and they send it to the webpage. And you know what, man? I know that a lot of you guys are aspiring writers. We'll just talk with writers this week. But this applies for everything. He sent me a book called The Art of War for Writers. Okay? Now, I've read half of it already. But there was something I read that I had to write down on a piece of paper. And let me tell you what this is. All writers, without exception, are scared to death. Some simply hide it better than others. That's the story of my life. I've just hidden my fears, and I've gotten away with it. And I know a lot of you guys, whenever we talk about the subject fear, I get a lot of emails 3-4 days later that now they understood what was going on with them, and we haven't touched on it in a while. And I told Lee, Lee, you know what, man, I've been getting more and more emails from writers. And
does it just give you confidence, like overcoming a fear? Is it like...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, fear is not being prepared. Once you feel prepared, you won't have any more fear. It's so weird.
You think that's the root of all fear?
All right, let me tell you something. I really don't like auditioning the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
You know why? Because I can't see.
That reason?
Yeah, I can't see. But what that means, when you go into an audition, you got to either have glasses on or know the lines by heart. I mean, backwards and frontwards.
Which isn't always possible.
But after I've lost so many roles from not knowing the lines and going in there with glasses, that I don't really like auditioning anymore.
Okay.
It's not my strong fit anymore. I'm just going to read for this guy. That fear was ready to start coming up, but I put it in its place because of the confidence. If I do something with my life, then what? Then I got to, you know what I'm saying? I had to give up my little party, and I finally gave up my little party. And now I can look at myself in the mirror, and I got a little bit more confidence, and, it all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand, Lee. So doubt, resistance, it's levels. It goes from doubt to, should I do this? No. To, it goes from resistance to doubt. I'm sorry.
we were talking, and it's a overused topic on all podcasts now, like how people are mean online. And the thing that got me over it, and the thing that is really the worst part about doubt for me, is I'm meaner to myself in my head than anyone could ever be.
Me too.
Over email.
Me too.
Like it's terrible.
Me too. And I've been mean. When I have doubt, I look at the doubt. I look at the reason. And if the reason's good enough, I let doubt win.
Oyster Cult. Uh-oh.
If I get an anxiety attack or whatever, he cares, And so today I pulled him aside. I go, you doing the competition on Saturday? He goes, no, I don't think so. I go, listen, man, you're here with family. Even if you have an anxiety attack, you're here with family. Nothing bad could happen to you. It's not like you're in Orange County and have an anxiety attack in front of 400 people. Here, it's your family. The reason why I go to Alberto's is because it's family. If I get an anxiety attack and fall backwards, I know Alberto's going to take good care of me.
Right.
He'll give me mouth-to-mouth, ice on my chest, whatever it needs.
Whatever it
that you're
takes,
with
yeah.
family. You know what I'm saying? People ain't going to be scared. They know what your ailments are. They know they watched you breathing for the last year. They know, and even Alberto appreciates what I've been doing lately. I take the middle one, then I end with one, then I stretch. He's like, bro, that's really good that you're doing it from that perspective. It makes you come in here an extra week. You learn how to work smarter. When we've been doing the podcast,
Right.
we've learned how to work smarter. That's what people do. But by not doing it, you're not going to ever learn to do it correctly.
Okay, gotcha.
And these all go back to fear. And okay, you went to college, you're an intelligent dude. How many people want to go to college, get a DA, want to be a DA, they come out. Paula realized it after 90 days.
Yeah.
Paula's not stupid. She goes, you know what? This is going to be tough. I'm going to have to interview again, and it might not be LA. And I guess you told me one time that it wasn't for another 2 years.
Yeah, it's a weird.
It's a weird process. And then you and I were talking here one day, and we were talking about immigration. And I go, Lee, just drop it on her. She speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you thought you were going to do is not what you thought you were going to do. You're really doing it, but not just that field.
Right.
I always thought I was going to be a stand-up.
Really?
I never knew I was going to be in a movie or a TV show. I told you, if I thought that one day you would become famous and go, Joey, you want to be an extra in my movie? Sure, because I thought I would only be an extra. Now I'm acting with people. I've acted with well-known people.
Okay. Did anyone tell you to be an actor when you moved here, or did you do that on your own?
The first manager I had said he was going to send me on an audition.
Yeah.
But he goes, commercials are paying. Now, I never knew about commercials. That's how negligent I was to this whole art game out here. I'd never even thought about commercials, even though you see them every day of your life.
Right. Who acts in those?
And it was film and television. So I thought, oh, well, I won't do any of those. And I came here in January, and by the end of February, I had the best commercial agent at the time, because they all shift.
Oh, yeah,
approached me, and they called my manager, and next thing I had a commercial agent. And if I signed with them on Thursday, I had a commercial that Monday. It was Popeye's Chicken.
Oh, shit.
I went over by Sunset, right 2 blocks before Fairfax.
Okay.
Going west. There's an audition studio there that's still there. That was my first commercial audition. And I remember walking in there and there being 60 people. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, watch me. Watch my smoke.
Since birth.
I want you to focus on the 30-day, the 90-day, and the 120. And that's it. If you need to get a notebook, that's where you start next Thursday. And every week, bop, 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 bop. And I write everything. If I'm angry about something now, I take the notebook, I open it up, and I write the whole story out. And then I read it and I go, what am I mad about? I wish I would have known this when I was 29 years old. I wish I would have known these things, that there's no payoff in worry. All I want you to do is do. Think about how you're going to do it, and do it. Don't think about nothing. Like
Oh
this.
no.
Like for example, you'll come to me and go, "Oh, this weekend I bought a house, Joey. I'm redoing the downstairs bathroom." I'll say to you, "Using a plumber," and you'll go, "No. I went online and yelped, and this dude said to buy his cassette and do it." All of a sudden, midwide during your tiling,
Right, yeah.
you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Now you have to call the plumber, and you have to pay him to do. If you paid the plumber, those type of people come in. New construction, you build. I tell you to come in and build these walls, 12 by 14, all the same. That's what you do. Build me 22 of those, 22 apartments. That's what you do. With remodeling and roofing, like my brother-in-laws. Every time I went on a roof with those guys, I learned something. Like I would sit, and everybody would say, "Listen, if you work with those two dudes, watch them and listen to what they say." It's the small details of their job that really, like when flashing means when you run into piping and air conditioners on a roof. If you don't do those right, they leak, and it causes a tremendous problem. They did that extra time that people don't do to get it out of the way. But they faced like when I worked with them, I always learned something. And when I come back, Gray would be waiting for me, or I would go, "Gray." And she would come running from wherever she was, and I had treats for her at the top of the stairs. And she'd walk up to the top of the stairs with me, and I'd give her the treats, and I'd pet her for 15, 20 minutes, and I'd go inside with my other cats. And then at night, in the morning, I'd come out, and there she was right there to hang with me. I remember one day she disappeared for a while, and I was concerned. Like I kept asking my wife, "Are you seeing Gray?" They go, "Come on, let's get in the car." And I saw Gray 2 blocks away, and I go, "Gray." And the only way we could get her home is if I got out of the car and she followed me home. And the owner of the house was like, "I've had this cat for 6 years. This cat don't like nobody." So when she got attacked by the skunk or whatever attacked her, she ended up at the hospital with the infection.
No.
She couldn't live back outside again. So she came to me. She goes, "I'm either going to put her in the pound or give her away. Do you want her? She loves you." And I go, "No, I'm taking her." And I took Gret. And that was how long? And I'm looking at her today. She's gained 10 pounds. She's clean. She's happy. I saw her kissing Dimmy yesterday. I saw her next to me, and I saw Dimmy walk up to me in the office. And they looked at each other, but they both kissed each other. She likes Dimmy. She likes Harry. She don't like Superbad. She's constantly attacking Superbad. She stays away from the girl. You want to earn more money, right? The holidays are coming. Believe it or not, it's July, but the holidays are coming. Go to Lyft.com right now, /Joey today. Let me ask you something. Times are tough. You got a business? With ZipRecruiter, you can post your jobs to 100+ job sites. I love you guys with all my heart. Without you, I got guts, all right? Get ready to light your wig on fire. We're going deep into the murky waters. I love you guys. Joey here checking in with you, making sure you're straight, you got your life together, everything's tip-top magoo. Lee Syatt, K-Fob, my little nephew of death. How you doing, my little Christ killer?
I'm doing pretty good.
You look good.
Trying.
You look healthy. Lee's got some news. We'll talk about it later. It was a great weekend. Lee and I went Thursday night. We had a great time. We giggled. Lee got hammered. Kate Quigley kissed Lee on the cheek. You guys all got to retweet it and jump up and down. And you predicted a church wedding and the whole fucking deal. So, and I'm not complaining for being busy. Thank God, we're here and everybody's healthy and we're working and we've worked hard towards what's coming in. So I'm not complaining.
It's weird. You're in 2 completely different industries. Stand-up gets booked a year in advance and acting gets booked a week in advance.
They would give you a space with everything. They don't do dick no more. They give out offers, and then whatever's not offered out, they book out in-house, or they know you, or they make you come in, and it always shoots in 2 days, or it shoots in 6 months. Those are not that good either. And I gotta tell you, man, I felt really good about doing it this weekend. I can't tell you why.
That's really awesome, yeah.
Why. I don't know why. And I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. Well, because it's like it took... I want people to understand that for your life to change, it takes patience. And sometimes, man, it it takes 3 years. It took me 20 years to change my life. And that was with a monkey on my back. It's like that running back that does 10 yards, fumbles the ball, he recovers it, but he loses 2 yards on the... I just kept doing that for a lot of years. And then it got better and better and better. Then I stopped fumbling the ball. And then I met a good woman, and then eventually it all fell into place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just one of those things. So I never want people to understand that you ever get to a place where you're very happy. Now you start thinking about the things you did at one point, and the people you have to make good to, and the people that you owe your friendship to. That's really important to me. I'm getting to that age that I don't want no beefs with these people if something ever happens to me. I want them to know that I really appreciate them at that time in my life.
I get mustard. I want to lose weight. Oh, I got 6 stars.
The biggest one is love. That's the biggest one. That we meet somebody, we go to dinner 3 times, they're cute, she's cute, everything's okay, she lives close by, you like the dog, she likes your roommate. What is wrong with just hanging out? The problem is, we never state the truth in the beginning of our intentions.
That's very true.
And some women want to know right now, today, and you have to straighten them out too on this. I'm not straightening anybody out, I'm just explaining it. You have to explain to them, this is life. It's 2018. I want you, your control of this life is the paper and the pen. For the 80th time. What you want and how you're going to get there is your whole plan. Everything else, like I was writing today, and I'm writing about when I got arrested, guys, I had nobody to turn to. I would love to tell you the city that Mr. Popular had nobody to turn to. It was a high bail. They wanted a full amount. And the person who came to my aid was somebody who did not like me at all. It was the girl I was dating's father. Him and I didn't see eye to eye. Why? Want me to tell you why? I was a car detailer who had just become a car salesman and dating his daughter, who he enrolled in Arizona State to be in the business management program. And she dropped out to date a dude like me. Now she was cutting hair. Okay? He didn't want that poor little sweet girl around an animal like me.
Right.
But he bailed me out of prison. He bailed me out of county jail. By him showing up, they dropped the bail $47,000. And the next thing you know, I was out of county jail.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the moral of the story was, life happens. But you have to let it happen.
Oh, no.
And what I usually do is get a 3-section notebook. So the first 2 sections were my morning whatever, and I would start backwards, Chinese style.
What do you mean?
So I would start from, I don't want nobody to see it, so you never start on the first page. So I would start on the last page of the second chapter.
Chinese style?
Yeah, and then the last chapter would be my spots.
I don't know, like this is bigger than 21, this is bigger than 25, this is, I don't know.
In life, everybody has hang-ups, Lee.
Right. I have a lot of them.
I have a lot of them too. We all have different hang-ups. And the fucking funny thing is when we overcome them, you know, in your mind, what do you expect at 30? When you wake up, it's July, 12th or something?
What do you mean, my
What's your
birthday?
Yeah.
20th.
All right, July 20th, when you wake up that morning, when I call you up and say, wake up, cocksucker, we're going taking it deep. And I'm like, are you awake? And you're like, yeah, I've been up for an hour. No, you haven't. Wake up, you fuck. The sun's shining. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's your birthday. What do you think is going to feel? What do you think is going to happen when you go into the age void of 30?
I don't know.
What do you expect? I mean, let's write it out. Let's get it out. What the fuck do you expect is going to happen?
Well,
what's going to be different, my brother?
About being 30?
Yes. What's going to be different?
Honestly, the one thing that's really going to change is like the health thing is scaring me. I know I ate a lot of shitty food, but like the health of the 30, like there's people who've died at 29 of heart attacks, and so that's scaring me. The rest of it is not more about like what is gonna happen. It's like just it's like what I was saying earlier, just what I expected from myself, and I just get negative about like you said, about what I should have done earlier, what I'll be doing later, and then with like, especially like the birthday, like that was with what happened this weekend with Paula was tough, just because I'm like it's gonna be the 5 years that we spent together were like 5 big years in my life, so it's just weird.
I'm very sorry. I'm happy you got it out. Again, you know, you're getting out of a relationship. What do you expect is going to happen? You learn a lot about yourself. Life is a great fucking thing. Life is fucking great.
How you like me now?
How you like me now, Lisa? Yeah. I finally grew into my age of 54 years old. I grew up, I could tell you officially when I grew up, at 47. At 47 was when I finally, you know, you got to remember, I didn't fail as a plumber or an artist, or my business didn't fail, or I failed as a man, which is the worst failure you could fail. People come back from failing as a painter or as a radio host or as a comic, or they lose a contest. But it's pretty hard to come back when you failed as a man.
What do you mean you failed as a man?
I failed as a husband. I failed as a man. I failed to fight what I believed for because I thought I was going to lose. But at the same time, I became a stand-up comic. So I don't really know if there's a loss in there. But in my mind, I lost. I lost as I failed at marriage. I was a failure at that point in my life. And that scarred me more than my mother's death. And I was a failure who not only that lost his kid, like your friend. When you were telling the story before, I've been where he's been, where your wife don't let you see the kids. And you gotta come up with attorney money. You gotta come up with attorney money to see your kids. It's gonna cost you your life savings.
It's like if you had hung around.
You have no idea.
Because the kids are teenagers.
I was a complete different person in 1995 to 19. I was angry for 4 years. Like deep, embedded anger. Which meant if you cut me off by mistake, you got double of what you really deserved. If you did something to me by mistake, I went off on you 10 times harder than what it really was going on. That anger was impairing my fucking vision. It was impairing who I was. But you do have the right to get that angry. They're taking your kids from you. You know what? You don't love me, Lee? I get it, brother. I get it. You know what? I was starting to have doubts about you too. But do me a favor. Have your sister bring the kids to fucking the Burger Hut. And let me see them for an hour and just talk to them and ask them about what they want to do, how they feel that all this is going on. Don't alienate from me. I still live in a lot of pain from what happened with me 20 years ago. My daughter turned 28 years old yesterday. I sent a happy birthday on all the platforms that I have. Every year I'm going to send a happy birthday, tell her I love her, and tell her they brainwashed her. That's not the person who I was. It really wasn't. You know, if she contacts me back, she contacts me back. If she doesn't, life goes on. It's not going to drag me down. I'm not going to go to a psychiatrist. I'm too old to do drugs and snort coke and drink myself into an oblivion. I can't do that. I got responsibilities. I have another daughter. God gave me a second chance to be a man, which is a very big fucking chance. I want to thank you guys for starting the year off on a bang. This is your year, motherfucker. You got a problem, write it down, take a look at it, analyze it, and go back to scratch. You got this. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Stay black. It's your time, cocksuckers. Stay black. Great to be here. Lee Syatt, what's happening?
I had a great weekend. I went to the to a minor league baseball game. You made fun of me for. I did something weird today. I went swimming. I haven't like I took swimming classes as a kid, and I know I physically know how to swim, but I could only do like one length at a time, and I was out of breath. I ended up doing 5 total, but it took me like 30 minutes. I'd take breaks, and my legs almost collapsed in the pool. I've never been that sore immediately during a workout.
You know, with swimming, it's all form, and that's what people don't realize. With everything, when you really come to think about it, it's so much form. But swimming, like powerlifting, it's all a form where you're going to hurt yourself. I always tell people, if you get into powerlifting or kettlebells, do it the first time with somebody who really knows them and could watch you so you don't hurt yourself. Because once you hurt yourself with those, with swimming, I did the same thing. I was going to get locked up. I wanted to be in the best shape I could be in.
Right.
And I thought I knew what I knew. And it took her like 6 weeks to reteach me how your legs have to be straight. Your hips have to be up a little bit because your legs have to be on top of the wall. These are all things that require strength. And you have to develop that strength over time. So it's not going to happen in one day.
I have the same weakness on the front. My left doesn't barely goes up. My right goes up like a champ, but my left is like a little...
You have to get a kickboard, a paddle board, and hold on to
it.
And just do 20 minutes of kicking. Your body will automatically teach itself how to float above, so your hips will be a certain way, so you'll kick naturally. Because that's going to be the clinker. You'll see that for you to kick naturally how they want you to kick, your knees have to be slightly bent. There's little things that people do that make you look like a cheap fuck that'll drive a woman crazy. A woman wants security, and here you want to play it cheap with her security in the beginning. There's no cheapness in security in the beginning. In the beginning, if the tab is $20, you're leaving a $10 tip because you're trying to impress this woman. Or even a $5 tip. You know, it shows that you care. It shows that you're cool with women.
Oh, I'm a big tipper, but like when I was broke, I don't know. I guess I didn't see a problem with it.
You don't want to take a Groupon on your first date or your first 2 dates.
Yeah, maybe not the first date, I guess.
Unless you say it at the table. You know what, man? And then crack a joke. Like, well, I've been single for so long, I've been eating Groupon dinners. And she's like, oh my God, so have I. Maybe we should get a Groupon for 2. Yes, let's do it and beat the system. Okay. Now you found yourself a half a mutt, just like you, that's going to go out and torment waiters. Because even if you get a Groupon at a restaurant,
right,
I always leave the tip to make up the difference.
Oh, and like what it would have cost?
Yeah, like you try to leave the tip to make up the difference. Why you going to walk around with a hole in your neck? Who's going to invite you to parties? You know what I'm saying? You know what, man, salesmen at those call-outs make a lot of money. I used to make a lot of money. I worked at one of those. I got fired after 3 weeks. But those 3 weeks I was there, I made like $4,000 or something.
Jesus, have you seen that video? I don't know where it is. It's this black guy who's running a car lot, but it's like all beaters cars. He's like, I don't want to hear about the radiator in 3 weeks. I don't care about this. Like it's just you're buying.
Just listen, you're buying a car. Some people want a car for $800. What do you think $800 gets you in a car? 2 seats, a broken glass, and a headlight with tape on it. But that's what you could afford, and that's what you need. You just need a car to get you back and forth. When I first started comedy on the triple runs, I got myself a Datsun B210 with air conditioning and AM/FM cassette. What? I don't need power windows. I just need 4 tires and 4 brakes.
Isn't that the one that the body split in half, though?
A couple times. A couple of things happened to that car.
I guess that's what happens. How much fun did you have driving all over the country? I mean, I know you were working and I know you were probably broke, but it just seems like so much fun just to get to like drive around the country.
We talked about this on the show a few weeks ago. I'm very fortunate that I got to know every nook and cranny. You have no idea when you drive 70% of it. Like you figure...
You really get to see the country.
You get to see different people, some that are just god-awful, and some that are just tremendous for dirt cheap. You get to meet personalities, in different places. I've been to Army bases. I think it was fantastic. Do I remember 90% of the people I met? No. There's times I think of certain people that I met, and I go, I wonder where they are now, I was living my life. I was enjoying myself around my friends. But I was hurting, man.
Same thing with Chris Cornell. It's always the outside looks great.
I was hurting. I mean, I was dying inside. By that time, I was going home at night, and before I would go to where I was staying, I would walk up to my old house and just look at the windows and see if maybe she went home and she didn't call me. You know, it was just a psychological fight that I was doing. Nobody understands unless you've been through this, you know. So one of the best and worst times in my life was after my mother died.
The best?
Well, I got to really experience people. I was learning something that most people don't learn till they're way out of high school and maybe in college. And when my mother died, I started experiencing people, you know, at the lowest common denominator. Like, these were people that were my friends, and now they've become my brothers. And I was having a great time hanging out with Didi Quintero at that time. At that time, you know, it started at school, and we walked home together, or he went to wrestling practice, and I went home and hung out and did what I did and put money together to get a package that night, and I team up with him about 7:30. I'm going to give you a starter package free.
Sampler bag.
F-R-E-E, sample pack. You got 3 little bags. So everybody has that. It's the guy that tells the wife and strings her along that he's a millionaire. Then marries her and he makes this whole thing of how she can't see his books. No, you got to be honest with them. You know, I mean, that's one of the white lies you'll never get out of. It's about telling them that you're something that you're not, in that sense. I was a dentist. Nah, I'm really a dental assistant. You know.
Is how someone could do something. It happens all the time. If you find out that a principal gets fired because they fake their resume, or just something weird. Like, I don't understand how people could do that. And I mean, I guess before the internet you could get away with it, but not now.
I faked my resume for 15 years, but it wasn't for
high-level job.
No. Could I have done it and maybe got away with it? Yeah. Because you got to assume they don't check. You have to assume they don't check.
I've never had
You have to assume maybe they'll call a personal reference.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, when your friend know, or what do you have to tell before you pull like the George Costanza and like tell your friend to be like, yeah, I know how to drive a forklift, or yeah, I know how to, like, did you ever lie like that? Like, yeah, I have this certification, or...
I think I lied once or twice when it came to work. But if you look somebody in the eye and you go, listen, bro, I don't know how to do that, but I'm willing to learn.
Oh, yeah, they love it.
They love it. So that's how I overcame that stuff.
I remember having to, like, sweep out... I remember one July 4th having to sweep out a storeroom at a CVS. But I miss those kind of jobs, too, to be honest with you.
It's no pressure job. You go in there, you get a salary, you know what you're going to walk with. You know, for you, a guy like you go to 3 or 4 movies a week, don't you?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you go to 3 or 4 movies a week.
I would go every day.
Every fucking day you go see a movie. So for a guy like you think you're getting 200 a week just in the movies and the Raisinets. Just in the movie and the Raisinets, you think you're getting a bargain.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I could have somehow... I think that's the job. If I could have somehow stayed in being a teenager, but could live on what I was making at a movie theater, it was the most fun I ever had. And those people are just my best friends.
I had a lot of jobs that were fun, but those jobs that are usually fun, you pay your rent, you make your car payment,
yeah,
and you struggle the rest of the month. That's the problem with fun jobs. And one day you come to that realization. You go, Jesus Christ, my uncle just offered me a job at $15 an hour, but I got a job that I get $8.50 an hour, and it's so much fun. And you know, that's what happens. And after 2 or 3 years, you know what? If I want to have fun, I got to skateboard and put a blindfold on and go downhill. As long as I had coke and weed, I didn't need money in my pocket. I could always get a free drink at the comedy store. As long as I had coke and weed, everything else fell into place.
That's like a motivational poster.
Listen, man, I know a lot of you are at home. You're sitting there, you're listening to the podcast, you're thinking about the summer and what you want to do or whatever. Lyft is a ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. You know what? I need to make a lot of money. Then you know what? Start drinking coffee and get out there. /Joey, $500 new driver bonus. /Joey, I'm gonna get you a $500 new driver bonus. When I called you yesterday, what did you get from Blue Apron?
Oh, I got a great box this week. We made spicy chicken tenders with mashed potatoes and green beans.
Okay.
This on Friday night. It was delicious.
So you only get the deliveries that you want when you want them. Collard greens and Thai basil. There you have it. A little Michael Sheng, the old school for you. You got Uncle Joey. You got my sidekick, the Flying Jew, eating his little Jew corp drops. You got like 10 bags of $2 at CVS.
You gotta get the good deal.
Gotta get the Lutens. You know what I'm saying? Vicks. They've been around. Jesus took Vicks once he left the cave. Vicks vapor rub on your chest. You do a couple bong hits.
You want to put some vapor up on my chest for me?
Not really. I don't do that type of shit. You got the wrong guy. Go hang out with your little buddies over there in North Hollywood. I'm sure you'll find somebody to rub some vapor rub on your ass. Anyway, it was a great week. I want to thank Dean Delray for putting me on the show at the Avalon with Nikki Sixx and Rudy Sarzo and the guy from Anthrax. You know, get involved in my daughter's life. And I got the podcast and the road. But the other night when I was at that show, something hit me that we had discussed on the podcast about a year and a half ago with Rudy. And it's not that I didn't buy into it. It's that I didn't think it was that important. And that's the element of live music. Listen, man, what we did growing up in North Bergen was go to concerts at Madison Square Garden. When these guys call in, Avillo or fucking Timmy the Teamster or these guys, we were blessed to have the opportunity to go to a lot of shows, man. And I mean, I went to see everybody from Kenny Rogers to fucking Iron Maiden. And I would go, and it wasn't... Something happened, like in the mid-'80s, where I don't know. I don't know what happened. I became a criminal, and I didn't think the live shows were that important anymore. I mean, I had friends that lived for that shit. When the people I hung out with in Snowmass, when I first moved to Snowmass, you worked Monday through Friday. And Saturday morning, in the middle of the night, you left for Colorado Springs or Denver or, Fort Collins, and you'd catch a band live. You know, these guys travel. You never taken her there, right?
No.
Why would you? Why would you?
Why
would you? Why would you? Why would you?
You get mad at me for going to home.
Who are confused that you think that you're going to take a shortcut and your life is going to change. And guess what? I used to be the same too. And I got burnt 3 or 4 times and I stopped shortcutting. I realized that the main goal of a comedian is to be the funniest person he could be. When I came out here, I booked a pilot and I booked a big-time commercial. But one night I got the shit kicked out of me at the Improv in between Nick DiPaolo and Doug Stanhope. And I'll never believe that night, I remember wanting to leave in the middle of the night just to disappear on the road to become a better comic. Like I took any gig I could for 2 years on the road, from 98 to 2001. I did every gig hole I could because I knew the payoff was going to be funny. It wasn't about the movies. It wasn't about the TV. And that's what I see the biggest fault in this town is with comedians. That they do comedy for 5 or 6 years. They kind of get good on it. Then they get a show and they stop doing comedy. The show ends. Now they can't get work. And they want to fall back on comedy, but they're 6 years behind. You really get to understand what people want.
Yeah, that's
and
all.
They don't want you. They don't want you. They want Rogan. They don't want you. They're just putting smoke up your ass to try to put a reality show together or whatever mind fuck they put in their mind.
I've gotten some of those. Even before the podcast, I worked on Hell's Kitchen once, and this girl that I went to high school with was a chef. And she wanted me to introduce her to Gordon. I was an assistant editor. I never met Gordon Ramsay. But people think, I don't know. It just, it kind of does make you sad.
It makes you sad. And then when they realize that they can't get nothing from you, then there's no more conversation. And that makes you even sadder. You go, wow, that's all you were about. That's all you were about.
You said something to me last week. You said like anyone who texts me Happy Easter. Like you like Donnie. I wish they wouldn't even text me. Like you can see that that's all they're doing it for.
Yeah, no. If you want to text somebody Happy Easter, it's the weirdest thing when people text you Merry Christmas, and especially when it's like a group text. You're like, really? That's what burns me up about that stuff. But no, when you go through all these levels as a comic, and even now with the podcast, it's hilarious how when I'm going to go to a town, I'll get 3 emails from people to do a podcast. Like, so you want me to get in the car with a guy that I don't know if he just smoked meth to go to somebody's basement to do a podcast because you're going to get me high. Wow.
Would you used to, though? Maybe not a podcast, but would you get in the stringer's car?
No. They work at the club. They know somebody who's selling blow. But to do a podcast, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know your fucking podcast. I don't know who you are. Do is you take the toenail and you get some toe jam and you mix it all together like a toe ball. And you sniff that fungi nail. Yakima, Washington is considered the Palm Springs of Washington.
Okay.
I had a gig there one night. And I walk into the fucking hotel room. I lock the door. I put my luggage down. I'm happy as shit. It's a nice hotel. When I look in the bed, it's one of those beds that if you put a quarter in it, it shakes.
Oof. I never even saw one of those.
Yeah, this is how young you are. Like, guys, in the 70s and 60s, when you checked into a hotel room, you could put quarters in the fucking head frame, and the bed would rattle. And it was like a mini massage.
That's what it was?
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was a sex thing. Oh my god!
And maybe even a sex thing. I don't know. I was too fucking young.
I saw it in Dumb and Dumber. That's the only place.
But I went to this hotel in Yakima, Washington. I looked at this bed, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I go, "Let me try it." And I put the fucking quarter in. I put the first quarter in. It didn't work. And then I banged it a couple times. And you know me being me, I put the second quarter in, I banged it, and finally it started fucking shaking. And it just made fucking noise like I don't know what I weighed. I probably weighed 250 at the time, 240. It was like you with the zip line. It was just too much. And the thing kept making noises, and finally it fucked up. So that night I remember going up on stage. I was laughing my ass off because I was high. I went up on stage and I fucking said, it's great to be in Yakima. I went to my hotel room. It was a massage bed. I put a quarter in it. I woke up with a thumb in my ass. Like something stupidly. Because the Palm Spring. That's how bad I was, people. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I had no joke writing skills. But I had a way of saying something that I would hook on to something, and if God was smiling on me, I'd have 3 tags. And then eventually I would add, for years I did that Palm Springs joke. I forget it now, I'm not saying it right. Something happens. I put a quarter in there and I had a thumb up my ass. That's the Palm Spring of Washington. I don't know. Bro, we all go through a lot of suffering. Please forgive me for that joke, but that's just to let you know I was no fucking Picasso, and you got to stay with it, $7.99 a month. What? $7.99 a month. What? $7.99 a month. When I was a shagger, I was already detailing cars. I just wasn't a detailer by pay. But it didn't matter to me because I was still learning what to do. If you just went from shagging to detailing, it was like a 3-week money contingency that you would lose money like a motherfucker. I already lost the money. When they would say who prepped that car, in those days we would prep them off the ship.
Oh, okay.
When you prep a car off the ship, it's completely different. It has like Cosmoline on it. It may be different today. And all the seats are wrapped. You got to do all that shit. And you got to screw in the mirrors. And there's a lot of shit you got to do when a car comes off the ship. It just don't come off looking like fucking Johnny Ferrara. There's 1,000 things you got to do. The Cosmoline was the worst because you had to spray a certain chemical on it, let it sit for 6 or 7 minutes, then rub it out fucking good, wash it again, do another coating, wash it again, then you had to give it a quick hand wax. And they would pay you like $24. You were a subcontractor.
For each car?
For each car. It was like 24 for new cars, and $55 for used cars. And they got $149 for the detail. You got $55. But if you could detail 3 fucking cars in one day, you didn't do bad.
Is that possible?
Oh yeah, I could detail 3 fucking cars in one day and 2 new ones.
Wow.
If I knew that there was a bunch of new cars, I'd get there at 6 in the morning, and I'd get 2 or 3 new cars, and then I'd get 2 used ones, and I'd fucking work them, Jack. We haven't done an old school one in a while. I know a lot of people ask me for them, so bam, there you have it, my main man Lee. Oh, I know he's got bronchitis. He came all half a fact in here with the juke cough drop. He even came in here with the fucking daytime NyQuil, like he's trying to impress me. If he was a real gangster, he'd show up with the night one, the triple X one. That kills bugs, it kills fucking hand jobs from Chinese people. That's the one you come in. He comes in here with the orange one.
It's daytime.
Hell. And then he wouldn't take a fucking edible or a
I took an edible.
He said, people I gotta deal with.
Give me credit, I took an edible.
Gotta deal with. He had bronchitis 3 months ago.
No, I didn't.
When he called me, the first thing he said to me was, I got bronchitis. I can't go to the gym for a week. And I'm like, this fucking sack of shit. He's fucking trying to bullshit me. But now he's got bronchitis. He won't do a fucking bongarooski. I don't know why, but that don't matter anyway. Who gives a shit? All that matters is you motherfuckers. Thank you for listening. Fuji Sports has been around since Jesus left Chicago. Anything you need jiu-jitsu. Leg things for Muay Thai, shorts, a gi, on it till the end. I got the Alpha Brain. They got some tremendous jerky. And press in.
Church.
Stay black. Kick that mule, Lee. Do your thing, Lee. Boom! It's Tuesday morning. Here we go. Church, what's happening now? Move your fingers. Watch your wallet. They're pickpocketing people at Coachella. Church of what's happening now, coming at you. April 25th, 2017. Go! Uncle Joey here with my main man of death, Lee Syatt, over there coughing up lungs.
Well, you give me the same bong hits that you take. I need to take light. I see all these people online taking bong hits, and they go, and they take like a little puff of a cloud, and they don't. I need to start doing that.
Those are the same people who get allergies. And they put knee pads on when they ride bicycles. They don't take a chance. You gotta take a chance when you smoke reefer. Columbus did, all right?
I'm taking a chance. You never take a break. You make everyone feel like every time you call, it's like I have to. Even at night, sometimes I'm like, you call, I have to have some work I was doing or something. I'm like, you're always doing something.
Well, I break up the day into 8 pieces. You know what I'm saying? So you do
8 pieces.
You do an hour and a half here, an hour and a half there, an hour and a half here, an hour and a half there. You go to write for an hour and a half. You're outside in the sun. You come back. I go on the computer. I sit down later on. I send emails in the morning. Your day is always organized, so you don't rot to death.
Right.
I don't try to do 3-hour chunks. When I was trying to write the special those months, I had that back pain. It was because I was sitting.
Oh, really?
Because I was sitting in chairs at Denny's. I was going to coffee shops. I was going to bars. I was always sitting down writing, so I had to figure something out. So now I just do it in short spurts because it drives me crazy anyway. I'd rather write a paragraph and get up and take a walk than sit there for 4 hours and burn out.
Yeah, it's hard. My hardest part is getting started. Once I'm working, I'm fine, but I think that's why people love Adderall so much. And I never tried it, and maybe I should have. But like, I'll sit there for 8 hours doing like spinning pens, doing anything but the work I'm supposed to be doing.
No, sure. What the fuck you think you're dealing with? I was like that too for a while, and I didn't need Adderall. I just needed to eat. So when you need to eat. And by that time, I had been arrested in New Jersey already.
That's what I'm saying.
For possession of stolen tools.
Stolen tools.
Yeah, like burglary tools. So I had already been arrested in Jersey. And now I got arrested in New York a month later, but I'm getting out of there on my own recognizance. Because I told them I'd been arrested in Jersey, so everybody knew. They knew how to find me.
You almost have the whole tri-state area.
Yeah, so I almost have the whole tri-state area. So now I got to go to court in New York City. And I walk in there, and the dude goes, boom, deferred sentence. So help me God. They go, all right, go see the court clerk. I went to see the court clerk. She gave me like 3 sheets of paper. One of them had a number. And he goes, call this number between 48 hours or there will be an arrest warrant put on you. And I went home and I called the guy the next morning. Why wait the 48 hours? I called him the next morning. I called him like 4 times, left messages, called his receptionist, and they said he'll get back to you in time. He called me up and he goes, what's going on with your life? I told him. He goes, was this your first arrest? No, I got arrested the month before. This is all done on the phone, dog. I'm in shock. I thought I had to hang up, and he was giving me an address to go report to. He goes, this is what I want you to do. What's today's date?
That's kind of scary.
And that was it. And we did that. We did that maybe 3 or 4 times. And he goes, listen.
Your probation's over?
Yeah, don't call no more.
Are you sure you weren't calling? It sounds like you were calling one of your buddies.
No, we just call him and talk to him.
It is kind of crazy when you think of, like, just if you, like, going into a restaurant. And I guess obviously not everyone who's on probation is a terrible person, but you don't know who's in, like, everywhere just walking around. They just have to call a probation officer once a month.
Well, now it's completely different.
Oh, okay.
Now probation is a little bit more monitored. You know, probation is what I call a rope. When I tell you I'm going to give that person a rope,
right,
that's probation. That means that you're going to hang yourself with it or you're going to pull yourself in. Like 7 out of 10 times when they give you probation, not even, no, I'm lying. I say 6 out of 10 times. When you get probation, you get arrested.
Let me see if I can Google it.
Yeah, it's a tremendous risk. I had no idea what I was selling. There was a sheet of paper, and they tell you what to read on there.
Yeah, and how the names of the things or something.
Yeah, it's a hot seller, and you compare it to something. I don't remember. I don't remember nothing, Lee.
I like the cinematography in this one.
This is 98, 97. I don't know nothing. But anyway, to make a long story short, across from there was a building that today is gorgeous. But in 98, when I got here, I remember pulling in into the underground parking, and I'm like, oh my God. When we walked up the step, there was little condoms.
At least it had parking.
I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, but no, they rob your car. What good is having parking if you're going to rob a car? And we'd walk up the steps to this elevator. Then you pressed in and you went upstairs. And the whole building, you know the building we were in on Lancashire?
Right.
That's what it was.
But worse.
That's my agency. People were taking naked pictures in there. Oh. They had private investigators in there. You know, it was just a greasy building. And here's the agency. And I open up the door with my manager at the time. And he goes, listen to me. It's not the agency. It's the agent. He goes, excuse me. He goes, this lady. He goes, I've been here and I've been there and I got my own management company. And this lady is a pit bull.
Jesus. And I guess it really doesn't matter.
Jewish lady.
But it's scary.
It didn't matter. Like she called in. She had been at a big agency for like 10 years. She knew everybody in town. And one day she got sick and tired of wearing a dress. She was on my phone every day pushing me. And she specialized in comedy character actors. So her and I clicked right off the bat. We must have booked 15 things together. That's how good and precise she was.
I'm surprised she's not still one of your agents.
Why are you giggling, Lee?
Lulu Plus.
Hulu.
Gratis.
Hulu. What Lulu?
2 semanas.
Hulu. HULU+.com. Moves even then. Like I was here for maybe a year and I popped that Taco Bell commercial. That Taco Bell commercial was huge. It was everywhere. Did they see me? For a split second, if you had an eagle eye and contact lenses, binoculars, and a NASA telescope, that's the only way you could see me in this commercial. But guess what? Way before the computer, I told everybody at that store. And then people would come up to me and go, I saw you in that, I saw you in that. So it was really crazy, Lee. You'd have to be that fast to see me. But that was the first thing I booked. I shot the pilot for CBS. And then I popped basketball. So I remember still auditioning for basketball, calling him afterward and going, you're not going to believe what happened. I just auditioned for basketball. And he goes, listen, if you get that movie, that's going to be good for you. Where's Tony Bennett? That weed was strong tonight.
Yes, it was.
22 to life, no parole. You understand me, Lisa? What's going on? We hung out in the same clique. and we liked Chinese food, and we would go to White Castle at night, and we giggled, and she had a boyfriend, and I had whatever I had going on. But I kind of took an interest in her, and we became friends. We kept it at that. So, then 2 nights before I left, it was like a Tuesday, I saw her out. And I pulled her outside, and I go, listen, do me a favor. Don't say nothing to nobody. And she was cool. Like, I'm going to Colorado with Jimmy Burkle.
You weren't worried about her ratting you out or people finding you?
No. I trusted her that much, man. I trusted her that much. At that time, I knew that even if she said something, nobody was going to take a helicopter to Colorado to come get me. Nobody was taking a plane to Colorado. When you said the word Colorado to those people in those days, you might as well tell them Jupiter. It's the same distance in there. I thought I was going to get a job bartending, where I could be the life of the party and pour drinks and make $200-300 a night and do that 3-4 nights a day and snort coke and wear like a vest and try to be cool with the ladies, but that never panned out for your Uncle Joey.
That plane really does.
Nah, every job I got, they made me work like on off days. Like, I had a good job as a bartender, but it wasn't the bartending I necessarily wanted to do. I wanted to do small pub type bartending where you know everybody, but it didn't really matter, Lee.
In my head, by the time I'm 54, I want to have some time where it's a little bit more relaxed.
Well,
like
let's worry about that when you get to 54.
Right, yeah, I'm not that worried about
right now. Worry about when you're 28. That's the other thing. Whatever you think ahead of time, all that thinking I did was a waste of time because I never thought about the podcast. I never even saw it coming, and here we are 5 years later. So don't think about nothing because you never know what life's got down the corner. As long as you stay positive and you're willing to try new things, you never know, Lee. You understand me? Yeah. Now, talking about working hard, you need to rest. Night after night, 2 people lay in the same bed like 2 mooks. But when it comes time to buy a new mattress, only one gets their way. Until now, introducing Helix Sleep, where you can buy mattress online, customized for both of you. Lee, what are you giggling about, Lee?
Oh, I'm not trying to. I'm just giggling. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, you're enjoying it. All right, that's what I need for you to have enjoyment over here. While I'm trying to read and struggle here. I'm looking at Lee, and Lee's looking sharp tonight. He's got a blue sweater on. His beard is tight. He's got a few spots on his head, but when doesn't he have some ailment? It's either a spot in his head or the fucked up eyebrow or the ingrown toenail on the eyeball. It's always something with this poor guy. Anyway, but what Lee is sporting, with all new fairness, is a beautiful MVMT watch. There you go. I want to thank you, savages, for always being there for us. Tonight we decided just to go old school, chit-chat, see what's on each other's mind, be very je ne sais quoi. Wednesday, November 1st, you understand me? You're like, what, 55 days away from Christmas? The year's going to sneak up on you quick. Anyway, welcome to the Church of What's Happening Now. It's old school today. Myself and my little trusted Christ killer, the original, Lee Syatt.
The one and only.
The one and only.
You're having another surgery?
In my ear.
Oh, no.
They're putting a tube in my ear to drain my ear so I don't have lumbago no more, so I don't have this dizziness.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it's scary, so I'm done. There's some people who want to do everything, right, in life. There's people who want to be doctors.
Right.
You know, Trump wanted to do this. You know, everybody wants to do something. But there's some people who just want to coexist. I was always one of those people. That I was very happy by coexisting. What does that mean? If you need $600 for rent, $200 for your car payment, and $300 for groceries, you make $100 more a month than that. Like, I was pretty satisfied to live my life like that. I can't lie to you.
And you didn't have anxiety about running out of money?
You always have anxiety, but I thought that I would have it for life, so I just got used to it. But that anxiety makes your heart beat, and it makes you get up off your ass.
I was thinking about that today. Like, whenever I had, like, a job I didn't like or something, every time I was worried about it and I quit, not magically, but something would come along. Like a couple times it happened that very day. Like the day I quit, I got a call for another job. And I think what you're saying, it's very true for 20-year-olds, but I think it's also true. Isn't it true you change your career like 7 times throughout your life? So what if you're 35, 45?
Unless you get fired 6 times.
Right.
And then you have to change your career. I can't see you changing your career.
I got you. Terrible.
But, I had to make assessments. When I tried to make assessments of my life when I was getting high, it wasn't going to work because I was getting high.
Because you were making the assessments when you were sober?
Yeah, but I'm still getting high.
Gotcha.
The fumes of that cocaine will always help to make or destroy that decision, that what you're lacking of. And it could be for opioids. This is all the same. It's not just, I don't want people to go, oh, he's talking about coke. No, it could be for opioids. It could be for it could be any, I've learned to be a functioning addict with marijuana, as you've noticed. Like, it just spurts me. It makes me even strong. It's like a steroid for me. There's always people that have been hustlers, that have gone to work for somebody, have learned the trade 8, 9, 10 years. If I come work for you at the age of 18, and I do a 10-year apprenticeship, not an apprenticeship, just come to work for your dad's clothing store. If Dick Syatt had the biggest men's fashioneer in Boston, and he sold upgrade suits, if I came to work for you at 18, I'd start in a stock room in the back, stocking shelves, inventory, that stuff. After a while, you might make me a sales assistant. Then a couple other years, a registered dude. Then after that, you make me a salesman, assistant manager. Now I'm the general manager. That could happen.
Well,
that could happen in today's fucking world. Really good comics like Joe Rogan, for example, Chris Rock. A lot of these guys go home and listen to their recordings. That's brutal. You have no idea what that's like. I listened to that from the Ice House the other night. It's brutal. Especially when the girl raised her hand and said I was talking about the Vegas victims. And I go, well,
my mom is a lawyer.
My mom is a lawyer. What's that got to do with your mom? She didn't want to be there all night. And that didn't. That's why I didn't feel bad. See, 15 years ago, I would have worried about her for 3 days.
Afterwards, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't worry about people like that no more because I know the look on the face. They didn't want to be there anyway. He dragged her there against her will. He made her go. You never taken her there, right?
No.
Why would you? Why would you?
Why would you? Why would you? Why would you?
You get mad at me for going to home.
This is L.A. You're going to get every half-wit rich kid to put on a Guns N' Roses shirt and rip it and make believe they even know half the story. That's what they do in L.A. now. That's what these kids do. They don't know half the history. They just want to be cool and tell their friends they went to the concert.
Oh, okay.
So they buy a GNR shirt, they rip it, and they go down there. Have they ever done a shot of heroin to the first album? No. They ever do an 8-ball while they listen to Sweet Child of Mine? No. Did they go see Nova? Do they
How
even
dare
know?
they even go?
Do they even know Use Your Illusion 1 and 2? No.
Doubt it.
But that's what they do. They get dressed up, they wear the outfit, and they go down there and they make believe they fit in.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And a fan like you, who really is somebody somewhere that really grew up a fan of those guys, he can't afford the $300 ticket. So who do you see there? The Kardashians. All with the get-up on. With I Love Pink Floyd get-up. Anything you do in this area here, you got to add that level of it up. It happens in every city. It happens in every city where people just go and they make believe and yeah, it was great.
What did you like most about those jobs, like the construction jobs you did?
I was 18. I was 19. I was built like a bull. I was living in New Jersey. I was doing nothing with my life. Now I'm living in Colorado and I'm getting sun. And I'm sleeping in a little bedroom and I got like one mattress. And I maybe got 5 or 6 pair of pants. And I got a couple sweatshirts. And I got maybe a couple pair of shorts and 2 pair of sneakers and a pair of winter boots. I didn't have a TV in that room. But I had that job. And that was way better than the life I was living in New Jersey. I didn't have any mice. I had a refrigerator. You know.
But did you like the job itself? Like, did you find the work satisfying?
At that age, yeah.
Because I think it would be.
And then I got a job being a hottie. That was the second time I was a hottie, and I worked for Chip Chilson Masonry. And that was a great job. That was one of my all-time favorite jobs. Chip Chilson was a mason. He had a good scam going on, okay? He was a mason that did brick, but he had another guy who would fly in from New Zealand. He was the artiste. He was a great guy. So it was me, Chip, the guy from New Zealand, and another dude that was a brick mason, and it was me and another hottie. And then you both got promoted, and they would hire other hotties, and you became a brick mason for Chip Chilson. But there was a problem. Chip Chilson was a professional skier, so he would take off every October. So after October 15th, you were dead no matter what.
He wouldn't have anyone take over for him?
No. He wouldn't let a job exist without him on the job. That killed me.
Right. But
and he would give you unemployment, and then he would call you back like in March.
That's a long break.
And in March, you'd shovel snow for a month. I think April, you started building, but he would do you 60 hours a week from April till October. He was solid. Nothing over 3 feet. You know, that was a great job. You're always moving. You're always outside. You're drinking water. You're scooping with a shovel and loading brick. 8 bricks in each arm. You know, carrying it up 2 levels with tongs, you know, with the brick tongs. And at that time, they didn't have that. They didn't teach that course. A lot of people didn't teach because what everybody would tell you to do was to learn on the job, but at the same time, go to a VOTEC school and learn how to do it at night. So,
wow.
Yeah, you go at night.
So by the time you get promoted, you're decent at it?
You're a decent at it, yeah. Like gnawing it like a dog. They made you take an apprenticeship program. You learn how to mix mud, add colors to it, scaffold, and then you became a mason's helper, and you got a raise. And when you became a mason's helper, you were going to school the whole time. And they would pay you to go to school. Like $6 an hour a night to go to school. This is 20, 30 years ago, people. The union would pay you to take courses.
That's great.
And the more of those things that you took, it was better for your career as a union electrician.
It like gave you extra credits or something?
It gave you extra credits.
Do you think...
That's why I think America's lacking right now. I think America's lacking that VOTEC type of support.
Well, don't you think those kind of jobs are looked down upon a little bit?
Not a brick mason. Not teaching somebody how.
I'm not saying you look down upon it. I'm just saying.
No. It's a job, guy. For everybody who says there's no jobs, that's a job. Being a carpenter is a job.
I 100% agree.
Being a brick mason is a job.
But you always talk about like the people who hang out at the coffee shops, right? Like those people, those parents wouldn't want their kids to go be like, that's not when they're sending them to the $30,000 a year kindergarten.
Listen, at the end of the day,
right? I agree.
What you want your kids to be, they're going to be what they're going to be. That's number one. And number two, the option to have that, the option to between the age of 18 to 24, there being a program, because there were when I was growing up.
Right.
It wasn't the best, but you could go to a local community center and sign up, and somebody would teach you a trade part time. And they'd try to get you a job with Pepe's Electrical Service, who would beat you. They wouldn't pay you. You know what I'm saying? But at least it taught you, it got you...
familiar with the terminology.
Familiar with the thing. You follow me? I don't know. I don't look into those programs. Lee, look at the shape of you. I want to thank you, Savages, for listening. You know, I love you guys. Bob Lalingas, Bobby, Sharon. I mean, you know, the list goes on and on. I love you all with all my heart. Don't forget about it. Stay black. Lee, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And you people at home, have a great weekend. That was his name. And it started out all right. So one night we wanted to rob a gas station. Me and my buddy Darren Regos, God rest his soul. So the first time we robbed it, we didn't really rob it. I went down and tried to rob a water pistol from Pathmark, and I got caught robbing the water pistol because you put tape around it, and we taped it up. And me and Rego were going to rob the joint. And we went in. And he had the bundle of money. And I remember looking at Darren, and I just grabbed it, and we just ran down the corner. We ran for like 3 blocks, 4 blocks, full speed ahead. We get to the corner, there's nothing. There's Ugats. It was like a 20 with a bunch of singles in the middle. He got us. So now we wait like 6 months, and there's a new attendant. And this guy, we went in there full speed ahead. We had masks on with ski holes in them. We took him that time. He had like the small 8. We got him good because in Jersey, they got to pump your gas.
Yeah.
So we shook him down, and then we did that to him. And then another time, he had a bunch of tires out there. And we just went one night with a car and just started putting tires in the car. You
took all the tires?
And there was no cameras in the state. That's when they used to wrap them with aluminum foil.
How often were you robbing places?
I would alternate them. I had a couple different spots, and I would just hit them when they were weak.
Yeah.
So,
don't you miss that a little bit?
Oh, with all my heart. I see so many openings now, but there's cameras everywhere because it's in your blood.
It's got to be such a thrill.
So we kept robbing this guy. Tires, the whole thing, soda machine. He had a soda machine. We broke it one night. This guy, he called the cops. The cops were like, we know these kids. We can't arrest these kids.
Yeah.
How old are you?
With them. We had to be 16, 17.
And no one at the tire shop said 16-year-olds with trucks full of tires is weird.
But the guy got so aggravated, he called the cops so much. He crossed the street and he started talking to the superintendent of the schools. And the superintendent of the schools, we grew up in his house too. And he was like a chunkier guy. He looked like Paulie from Goodfellas. And it's that scene when the guy telling them, complaining, these kids, you got to calm them down. And he would say, and Mr. I don't want to say his name, God rest his soul. Mr. A would have a cigar and he'd go, I talk to them all the time, but they don't listen. It was just like that, just like that. Greetings from Podcastville. It's Monday, May 13th. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Manscaped. Listen, Tommy Buns in the house.
Jose, ¿qué pasa, Jose?
How are you?
I'm great, man.
Now, when you see your dad, do you speak Spanish to him at all?
No, my dad doesn't. My mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
What does she say to you in Spanish? Anything?
Ay, Tomcito, como, por favor, dame un beso. She speaks to me, pretty much 50-50. A lot of Spanish, though.
Did you take Spanish in high school?
I did. I was through it all. Like, I passed level 4 AP sophomore year. So then they threw me in French. I got a D. And then I thought it was going to be as easy as Spanish, and I was like,
you got to keep in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I should have done Italian.
For me, it was Italian.
Yeah.
I took Italian, and I could understand it.
Yeah, Italian.
It was funny. I was watching The Godfather last night, and the more south you go on the boot, the more Spanish it gets.
Really?
Yeah, like when you listen to Salazzo talk, he's pretty much speaking Spanish. Tu padre. Like I forget what the line. I go, wow, it's so close. But I grew up with Sicilians.
You can understand a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
But
I heard
like north.
Then it gets a little
complicated.
A little froggier, right?
Yeah.
The French speak.
Like it's like some guys say buongiorno. Like northern Italy and maybe, don't quote me on this, I don't know, but other people say che fa. That's hello. So I think that's more of a Sicilian dialect,
Yeah. You ever spoken with like a real, Argentine, and you're like, are you speaking Italian? And it takes you a second to realize they're speaking Spanish.
Well,
because they sing it,
That's cosas televidas. It's like speaking to Spaniards.
Yeah.
People that are really from Spain, their Spanish will complicate. But right now, at this point in the game, Segura, I could maintain a simple conversation. Like when I was 13, I was dropping scientific facts in Spanish.
Yeah.
I could talk to my mother in a more... Once they died, that whole world died. I was from Union City where you spoke Spanish. Like the Cubans spoke Spanish when they were amongst themselves. So you heard it. You heard the music. I remember it, and I'm happy that I remember it, but it's not like, and it was proven when I went on the Rogan podcast with Yoel. I didn't know a lot that he was saying, common words that are simple that I picked up after I listened to the podcast. So it's like a muscle that...
It goes away.
It goes away.
I used to be really sharp at one point. When I was in college, I did a semester in Madrid, and when I came back from there, I'm writing term papers in Spanish, giving presentations in Spanish. I came back, and I'm not shitting you, my Spanish was better than like my mom's, than other natives, because I was just so immersed in it.
Tom Segura in the house.
Thanks, brother.
Handsome, dapper. Lee Syatt next to him.
The flying Jew.
You're looking dapper, but from the side, you still look like Louis C.K.
Thanks, buddy.
How's the family?
Family's great, man.
So your little boy's going on 2.
Gonna be 2.
Just the changes that you've noticed inside of you. Like what Now, when you get on a plane, and a kid cries, you don't want to kick that lady in the head no more.
Yeah, it completely changes your
Complaints.
you have empathy.
You help people now.
You see a lady with like 2 bags and a baby, and she's you'll run to get the door. I mean, not that you wouldn't before, but like you're keeping an eye out for it because you recognize it, man, and you have definitely empathy for the crying babies for sure. Like you definitely have changed. People don't understand, like, to know you just as a comic.
But I wasn't a violent person then.
Yeah.
I was just a confused individual. I was just confused.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because confusion means you're going to end up dead or in jail. I was fortunate to go to jail when I did. But I mean, the knowledge I learned those years there is crazy. That's a complete different world to me that I can't even transfer to somebody. Like I wish, like I could. If somebody said to me, "Listen, on your license now, sign away that piece of your brain because we want to go through it and analyze it to see what you saw." It's mind-boggling. What was really, really out there at that time, and the education I took from people like you. I don't even know the moral of the story. I am resumed. I'm looking at Lee, and Lee is...
How deep are you right now? How many...
No, we ate 2 things. That's 400 milligrams, couple of stars of death. Lee's about to eat 1 and 2.
I'm okay. I think we're...
So are you ripped in half, though?
I'm not ripped in half. I'm ripped...
He's in training. Listen, we call it training. Yeah.
You call it training.
You guys do October. What'd you guys call it? Sober October?
Yeah, Sober October.
We do year-round 24/7. That's how I'm...
Do you think that would be horrific to try?
What's that?
Sober for a month? Or would it be...
me?
Yeah, for you.
At this point, I'm the type of guy I don't like talking about it.
Yeah.
You just, for 3 days, you yell at people.
Yeah.
And then one day you're like, Jesus Christ, maybe I could do this. And you go for 7 days. And
but you're saying, like, under the rate, like, don't make it a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I hear you. Like, psychologically, mentally.
Well, I know you're starting to look like, you're reminding me of Louis C.K.
Why?
Because you're looking like from the side. I don't know if you're playing with you. I would never dial 911. I'm not that type of rat. I'm just keeping this. I'm like, no, you did not. No, you did not say that to me. And he looks at me, he goes at this, he goes, his mouth was cold. It felt tremendous. But then another time was it.
His mouth was cold? That sounds terrible.
But in Spanish.
Yeah.
He goes, oye, te la boca fría, compa. As we were kids, they used to get Adderall. They used to give him Adderall in 1980, and they used to tie him to his bicycle and make him fly off his roof. It was hysterical. And every weekend he'd have a different babysitter. Before showtime, I don't want to see nobody.
That reminds me.
I told you.
Okay, that reminds me of something you said one time that I have no idea what you meant. You said, you go, black people eat to talk. And I go, what? And you said, I'm serious. Like, they go to a restaurant to eat to talk. And you said, if somebody talks while I'm eating, I'm going to stab them in the neck. But you had a whole rant. I don't know if you even remember saying this, a whole rant about eating to talk. And I had never heard anything like it in my life.
It drives me crazy.
He knows the exact trend.
He knows why?
You know the exact trend. You know what's going on.
Where?
Well, you know what he's saying. You know what he was talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
I don't know. I'm just stoned to the gills. Yes, and either that. You're an adult. You want to be in a bus farting in your feet. You know what I'm saying? How old are you now? You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to go to bus. I ever want to go to bus tour.
Oh my
You
God.
call me up with a bus tour, that's what the conversation is. I'm an adult. I want a hotel room. Listen, I'll sit in the back of the plane, but I don't want no buses.
No buses.
I can't sleep with somebody driving.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't do it. Unless I'm driving, I don't listen. I'm not going to sit there next to you. I know how life is. 1 minute I'm dreaming The next minute I'm going off a cliff because the joint is burning on your shirt.
I think they hire like responsible drivers, Joey.
Oh,
The bus companies.
yeah. I see it all the time. That died in the back of the bus because left them back there from heat exposure.
What are you talking about?
There's something with a bus driver getting high, texting. You know.
I don't know that one.
You know about the little Chinese kid that died of heat exposure? The little kid.
No.
He was back there squeaking. Don't you people have CNN?
Look at his eyes.
Look at his eyes. There's nothing left.
Whoa.
You want the Christmas some clean cheeks. Oh, yeah.
What song did that open? What Adam Sandler movie did that open with?
I'm not sure what that Born on the Bayou.
Maybe it was Waterboy.
That's a bad jam.
Do you
That's
ever-
one of my all-time favorite. That makes me feel like American, that jam.
Really?
Yeah, that song fires me up in the morning.
Do you ever do that? Like, I know you must, but like something with that, I immediately thought of Waterboy. Like when you hear that, do you ever think of a movie it was in, or like when you hear songs, does that where do you go?
A movie is a soundtrack. Music is a soundtrack of your life. The songs that really thwart you, that throw you for a loop, that make you catch your breath and go, wow, I was there that day, or this is what happened that made me like this song, or this is what made me relate to this song. That's always that. Like but this particular song was in one war movie I had seen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what war movie. Could have been Apocalypse Now. I don't know. Maybe in a great neighborhood. You know, it wasn't a great neighborhood, but I remember the sun was shining that day. And on the corners, the reason why I really liked going to my mom's dry cleaner at that time was because on the corner there was an Italian ice pizza joint that had the pizzas out on the racks and the Italian ice. And I would go in there and he'd give me a sherbet Italian ice with Sprite, a 7-Up, and you shake it up really good, like you stir it, not shake
Like
it up.
lemon
It's
lime
like,
Italian ice?
Yeah, no, it was a sherbet.
Oh, like orange.
And they called them something like something up there. But that's why I went to the Bronx, and they give you a long spoon, and you had to beat the ice cream.
And you were allowed to walk around that area.
I
when you
had
were
a,
five?
I had a permission to walk to the corner, but I would go, hey, I'm going to go into the store, and then I would come out the side door. You know, like places on a corner have two doors. They have like one door going in and one going out.
Yeah.
So I would go out the side door, walk up the street, then walk back in that door and walk out the side door.
Just so you didn't break the rule?
Yeah, what took you so long? I was in there. There was a big line. Gino was talking to whoever. I don't remember if that's a guy's name or what. But I remember those memories in the Bronx and the dry cleaners. I remember the guy upstairs. There was a black chef. The black chef doubled as the ironing guy, okay? And his name is Mike, and I really liked Mike. I talked to Mike a lot. He had just come back from Vietnam. And Mike was the guy that took the clothes off like these pseudo hangers and then put them on a thing, and he would press them.
Yeah.
That's what Mike did.
My grandfather was a dry cleaner for his entire life.
Yeah, that's what he did.
You never really talked about the dry cleaner. Like, how long did she have it for?
Maybe 2 years of my youth. It had come along. What happened was it was a partner's, it was somebody else's, and then when they became partners in the numbers operation, it was a co-pseudo office for my mother. It was her little pit stop in the Bronx. She'd go upstairs, check out the numbers. But that guy, Mike, we used to call him Black Mike. We used to call him Mike Black because there was two Mikes.
Okay.
So it was a Negro Mike, Mike Negro. Mike Negro and Mike Blanco. Mike Blanco had something on the corner. He did something, and Mike Negro was the dude who ironed the clothes. But at 3 o'clock, Mike El Negro, no, I'm lying to you guys. At about 11, Mike El Negro would go upstairs and cook for the bookies upstairs. So upstairs on top of the dry cleaner wasn't a small bookie office. It was a central office where all their bookies called in their action.
So like a main bookie?
It was like a main bookie. So my mom split the details with this dude named Nelson. Nelson was a good friend of my father's. So it was maybe on the 3rd floor. And Nelson would have a blackboard. And he would have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9. And under that, they would yell numbers at him. 604, $10. And he would look to 604 and put $10 on it. And if you called back and said 604, $20, then that board had $10 on it already. If you called $30 on it, it became 40. And they watched that number until money was too high on that number. Then they call $250,000. Now, in gambling terms, if somebody's listening to this and they're a bookie, I don't know how big this is, but as far as somebody, $250,000 minimum on a Sunday and
That's
Saturday
$1 million a month.
in college basketball. Not what he was losing,
But just betting.
what he was betting.
Right.
Okay. John Gotti, well known, degenerate. $12 million a year, making, netting, and probably gambling $6 million of that away.
Jesus. What about, and I don't know him at all, but Ben Affleck has been kicked out of like almost like a ton of casinos. Like that's what you're saying. You don't want it on display, and he's on TMZ getting kicked out of casinos for playing too much blackjack.
Is that true?
Yeah, he got kicked out. I think it was the Hard Rock last year. He wins too much money.
Well, he's not a degenerate gambler. If he wins, obviously he's doing something. Maybe he gets accused of counting or something, whatever. But my point being that you don't want people to know you have that habit.
Right.
Or you don't want your, you can't back the if I put a bet in tomorrow for $75,000 in Vegas, I don't know if they look at my tax returns. I'm not sure. But let's say I win and I win $75,000 in Vegas. Call me up and go, hey, so you make $100,000 a year, but you had the balls to bet $75,000 on a football game?
I think over
right?
$500. I think you have to sign something.
Yes.
Jesus.
Well, no, yeah. 6 something. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid and I used to go to the track with Mr. Bender, I would be that kid. I would use their winnings to my Social Security card.
And it never came back on you?
No, I was 13. How much could I make in a year?
Cats are weird, man. I told you I had a lot of fun looking after your cats, but I've always been a dog person because I was allergic to cats, and then all the cats that I interacted with were like the hiding cats, the cats that you never see when you're at their house. But I don't know what it is about your cats that just, I'm not gonna say they're like dogs, but they play.
I gave them love.
Yeah.
I gave them a lot of love. I saw where they came from. I don't know either. I sit there some nights and I look down, there's 3 of them looking at me, and I try to give them more love. I get on my hands and knees, and I'll go get a brush, and I'll brush them, and I have no problem with them. We have to give one of them Prozac. Superbad is just an attack thing.
Really?
He just keeps fighting with Harry all night. You hear it. Back and forth, the noises, and this was never like this until Fidel died, because they created a power vacuum. Superbad beats up on Demi. Superbad's main war is with Harry, and they go back and forth. Some weeks Harry runs away from Superbad. Some weeks Superbad runs away from Harry. Because the more love I give to these comics, the more love I give to these people that listen to the podcast, is the better I get as a comedian and a human being. A lot of comics don't know that. Look at all your really successful comics right now. Bill Burr has a young tribe of comics that he helps and works with. Joe Rogan, Jesus Christ, I'm indebted to him, Ari, Duncan, Tom Segura, in one way or another. And that's what I saw last night. When I was looking at all those people eating and smiling, people chewing those ribs and people giggling, he had this Christmas sweater on. I didn't feel, like I had to be anything. Or you follow what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, you weren't on. You didn't have to be on. What you have to be a lot.
It wasn't being on. It was that nobody was there being something that they weren't. Joey Karada here. Those are the people. I could take you to those parties, Lee. I could take you to a rooftop party overlooking Los Angeles, and people eating gluten-free kumquats. And we know what I was drinking last night? Strawberry lemonade, and I had a glass of water.
And you had a better time.
And I had a better time. So there's 2 types of parties I could take you to. A party where people want to see you. Listen, Lee, how long have we been together?
5 years.
How many premieres have I gone to? Just the one.
Yeah.
And it was because I was in the movie. Do I go to parties?
Not usually.
Do I go to rooftop parties? Do I go to bars to sit in the VIP section and drink champagne and bottle service? Is that what I do, Lee?
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I could go to them. I'm just embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. At a little Irish bar in the corner. And one of my first dates with Terry, I went in there. I had no money. It was a $50 Rudy. Oh, Thursday nights was the Commerce Casino.
Oh, okay.
Rudy Moreno. So I knew Rudy had something, but I think Tuesday nights he had the Irish House. And one night I went down there on one of our first dates with Terry. And I was on stage rocking and rolling, talking about Blow. And when I was on stage, some guy threw his wallet at me.
Why?
I don't know. And when I got off stage, there was a little door there, and I opened it up, and I took a $100 bill and gave it to the guy. and put the 100 in my pocket. He said, thanks, man. And I ran out of there with Terry. But I was out 3 spots a week.
How many miles do you think you were putting on your car a year back then?
First off, I didn't have a new car. I had a thing that was a nightmare from debt.
Right.
And I would just drive, no brakes, no registration, no insurance. That's it. I just took my chance until it got towed. And that's when, hence the story. My apartment got towed because I lived in my car.
Right. But you were driving, like, for people who don't know, just the Laugh Factory to Universal City is probably like what, a 30, 40-minute drive?
No.
If traffic.
In those
going
days,
from
it wasn't that traffic. I did 8 o'clock at night. I put too much into this. Listen, and don't get me wrong. In 2009, I was not going to quit the business. I was going to quit an aspect of this business.
Right.
I wanted to turn it around. I wanted to get a day job, or at least I thought that, because that's a fantastic dream for a guy like me, is going back to sell cars, is doing something like this at this point. Why, I don't know. For some reason, I have this stupid belief that, but what was the subject?
About not giving up.
You can't.
Right.
You can't. You can't. My knee is killing me. My knee is killing me. Do you know that? I can't even walk straight anymore.
Jesus.
I tore the cartilage, but I got a jiu-jitsu eyes for 3 or 4 more months. I'm up to like 3 5-minute rolls right now. If I could get 6 rolls in 3 months and start doing those 6 times, 5 minutes, I'll go down to 260 in no time. I want it before I go back to surgery and get out of shape again and have to start all over again.
Oh, Jesus.
You follow what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Sometimes we put so much effort, it's worth it. I want to go in there with stronger legs from the kettlebells. I want to go in there, you know what I'm saying? So the knee surgery is a lot easier. I'm not feeling bone on bone yet. I'm not dying. I'm not living on a leave. I'm not living on painkillers. It's not that type of pain. I'm not going to lie to anybody. It's just uncomfortable when I drive and my leg twists, stuff like that. Let me give some shout outs here.
Okay.
To my girl, Carmelita, 69J, Danny Rodriguez, Dave Drancel, my man, the Australian Warrior, Andrew Burns, Dante Gazzinio, Polo Derek, and that's it. I just want to talk to these people a little bit and just
Hell yeah.
get it out there a little bit. And again, MeUndies, you'll feel more comfortable than ever before. MeUndies has a ton of different colors to choose from, and it's the only place you'll find styles for both men and women and the new signature design every month. They also just launched a boxer line, and it's like wearing nothing at all, only better. And they sent me these blue pajamas I wear now to sleep. There's air in there, and the holidays around the corner. MeUndies makes a perfect gift. Trust me, these are not your parents' stocking stuffers. So do me a favor, go to MeUndies.com right now /Joey, and right now and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. Again, go to MeUndies.com /Joey to get 20% off your first order plus free shipping in U.S. and Canada. MeUndies even has a money-back guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, you get to keep it and get a full refund. You literally have nothing to lose. If you would have ordered by December 13th, I think your undies would have arrived in time for Christmas. But hey, just tell them you can't come over for a few days. Go there right now. Go to MeUndies /Joey right now. That's MeUndies.com /Joey right now and get 20% off your first order of the world's most comfortable underwear.
I'm pumped. Right? I don't know why, that just got me in the mood. I had the best, as a kid, I grew up, and my dad's best friends always had these great Christmas Eve parties, like this Italian family, and I used to go over and they used to, so many gifts. Like they had someone dressed up as Santa. They were giving me gifts, like 20, 30 people. I knew them for my entire life, the Lombardos.
Where are they now?
They still, some of them are with my dad in Florida. Most of them still live on the East Coast, but now the kids who are my age are taking over the family business, so it's pretty cool.
What's the family business?
Lombardos. They have
food?
Yeah, it used to be a grocery store, but now they have like a banquet hall and like a nightclub that's where my dad met the guy. So it's just, I was always jealous of Christmas as a Jewish kid. Because Hanukkah's not, it's okay. There's more nights, but it's not.
You don't get presents like Christmas?
No, you do. You still get presents. But it's not. The first time I ever experienced Christmas Day, my cousin married a Christian girl. And I went and stayed over when the kids were like young, maybe 5 and 3 or something like that. And
How old were you?
maybe high school, maybe just going into high school, somewhere around there. No, because that was one of the first times I drank, so probably like late high school. And Christmas morning, I'd never seen anything like it. They had so many toys, and they were so excited that they fell asleep under the tree. They were just so happy. They were just like, and they still had toys to unwrap. And I've always just, Christmas it seems like the best. Like, there's Jewish people now who are doing Hanukkah bushes so they can have like a Hanukkah tree. And my mom hates it. My mom, nothing pisses her off more than like a fake Hanukkah bush. Because it's not real. But it's like,
It's just, some people's traditions or the culture. Like, for example, you went to school and the kids are talking about Christmas. You want to Americanize them in a way. And you get a Hanukkah bush. And I know where your mom's coming from. These kids are Americanized. You have to Americanize
The end of the line. This is it. This is it. Jesus, how much you putting up?
He's a homeless kid that lives in that park. And he's a nice kid. He comes over and he's not like this. He came up to me one time at the Roach Coach thing, and I had an ATM card, and I had already paid, but I had the baby. And he came over, and he's like, I'm homeless. Can you help me out, Joey? And I go, dog, I have $3 on me. I'll give you the $3. You're halfway there. I got the baby and the wife with me. I had like an ATM that day.
oh, okay.
And then I saw him another time, and I had to go meet somebody. Like, I was in a rush, and I was driving, and I saw him, and I pulled over. And then I saw him the other day with my daughter, and he came over, and again, I had no cash. I was feeding the baby at the park. And you feel guilty,
Yeah.
especially this time of the year, you see him. Listen, man, I hate this time of the year.
Really?
Not that I hate it. It just doesn't feel right to me, And it hasn't felt right since, I don't know. It just, Josh Pacini, he's a black belt under Eddie in Chicago, runs a really great school, Josh Pacini. And he wrote a Facebook entry today about, while you're jumping up and down, there's people who have lost a loved one or, just having a bad time. I have a friend, Mike, in Texas, who I spoke to the other day, and he just mentioned, he goes, it's not going to be a great Christmas, And I didn't want to embarrass him, so I just sent him like $200 just to get, I know he's got a kid, I know what it's like to be busted at Christmas, busted at Christmas. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. It's you know what the best Christmas I had was? I'll tell you my best 2 Christmases.
Okay.
When I was 7, I went to the bar with my parents. I had heard all these rumors. There's no Santa Claus. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. There's no such thing as Santa Claus. And I went to the bar with them, and we were having a great time. And when we got back to the apartment, when we lived in 205 West 88th Street, the f***ing house was covered with toys.
Oh.
And I know both of them didn't leave my side all night. So I really bought into the Santa Claus thing. The house, I still remember, we lived on 205 West 88th Street, and they moved the dinner table and put a tree in the middle of the living room. One thing about my mom was she had the uncanny gift to make those holidays even better. There's some people who do that. Like, they really know how to make those holidays even better. They really dive into it, And she was one of those people. Not just Christmas, birthdays, little things. She really knew how to make them better. And then the best Christmas I had, the Christmas I realized what Christmas was about, was the Christmas I spent in jail. Best Christmas of my life.
Those are 2 very different Christmases.
No pressure. It was really what Christmas was about. I want to see a Christmas where a family goes, you know what, this Christmas, there's no expensive gifts, there's nothing. We're going to get together, we're going to eat, but we're not going to give gifts. We're just going to eat and talk as a family and blah, 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 blah.
It's amazing how much pressure gifts are, because that's the only reason people get upset during
pressure.
Christmas. Yeah,
It's pressure.
Walk into a movie theater like a hooker walks into a bar.
I stopped at 7-Eleven and got them from time to time, but I wouldn't walk. I didn't believe in walking at all.
why not? It was just too hard.
I would make Rogan drop me off in front of the hotels. I got to park over there. You better not park over there. You want to be an Olympic walker? Do it on your own time. You drop me off in front of that hotel. I don't need to walk, Jack. Right there. Drop me off.
That was the worst part about Vegas when I was big. Because Vegas, you're just non-stop walking.
I wouldn't leave my room in those days. Once I had the blow, I would sit in that room till showtime. And right after the show, I'd run back to that hotel, lock that door, and do powder. I was in horrible shape, man. That's why that sleep apnea overtook me that strong. I used to fall asleep and burn the carpeting with cigarettes and joints. The carpeting in that apartment, I had to buy new carpeting.
Jesus. Did you ever set the floor on fire?
Oh my God. Terry came out one night and caught it just in time. The bottom of it had gone through. It was just basically a lot of times I would just drop the cigarette and fall asleep for 10 minutes or something and then catch it and put the flames out. This night, it burned through the carpet.
And what would your excuse be?
I fell asleep. She knew I had sleep apnea. In those days, I used to go to bed at 2 and wake up at 3:30, and I was up. That's it. Up.
Would you nap later in the day?
What nap? What would I nap for? To wake up choking?
Jesus, not getting sleep is not good.
No. And then I went to Little Rock, Arkansas. You know how the club picks you up in the front of the hotel? They'll say, be down at 7:45, we'll pick you up. I sat on the couch and I fell asleep. And I started making those noises. And some guy woke me up and he says, he gave me his card. He says, I'm a physician. Do you live in town? And I go, no. He goes, listen, man, we just sat here and watched you. You're going to die. That's exactly what this guy said to me.
Oh, no.
He goes, I could tell by the color of your skin, you're not getting oxygen. You have no oxygen in your blood. He goes, I want you to go to the doctor when you get home. This is an emergency. You will not make the month.
Really?
He told me I was not going to make the month. He goes, you're choking in your sleep. And he started asking me questions. And he looked at me seriously in the eyes. And he's like, here's the deal. You have sleep apnea, but yours is extreme. Not to mention you're overweight to the gills. He was like, I hope you're not embarrassed by me saying this or angry with me. He goes, you're really overweight. And he goes, and you're just telling me that your blood pressure is really high. And I was lying to him. I'm like, oh, it's like 140. He goes, no, it's not. He goes, listen, let me take your pulse. And he was taking my pulse. And he's like, listen, you're 3/4 dead. You don't even know it yet. You're going to have a heart attack. Because every time you do that, you get stuck. Your heart does something. Not that it stops, but it puts a strain on your heart.
Jesus Christ. Just in a hotel lobby?
So, dog, I got home. I told Terry. She went down there with me because I kept saying, if they give me one needle, I'm out of there.
And you were just going to, take it? Just be like, eh.
No, I was just going to go down there and see what they said. And then they did the thing. Then they sent me in for a sleep study where you have to put the machine on. They take the air off, and they see where you choke. And now they know. They give you an accurate number. And then I got a machine. And I tell you, man, within 60 days, it changed my life. Nobody tells me more about bad specials than yours truly, you. Yeah. Nobody comes here every week and goes, oh, my God, I watched this special. Jesus, it was bad. What was wrong with it, Lee? They shot it bad. They did this bad. They did this bad. Nobody, correct or no?
Right, yeah.
So, people ask it, when is the special coming out? When is the special coming out? Never fear the reaper.
Yeah, and I'm going to finish whatever we have, and we'll send it over. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Maybe Netflix will pick it up. Maybe we'll add something to it. Maybe we'll dope it up.
Maybe you can cut it down to 15, 20 good minutes or something.
Even I'll chop it down to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Put it on. I just don't want to release something that they're not going to be happy with me. I want people to be happy. I want you to be happy. Speaking of happy, underwear. It needs to be comfy, snug in all the right places. It's got to look good and it's got to feel good. You just don't want to you just don't want underwear that are comfy. You want the world's most comfortable underwear, and that's MeUndies. You thought it was going to be a regular Monday church. We're throwing heat like the Corinthians. Tom Segura's in-house. Stop wiggling, Lee. What's the problem?
What's the problem is you give me a brownie and I have about 5 minutes to get everything.
You give me a brownie and I got this is a way of life.
This brownie made me puke on Friday.
The other night I gave him the whole thing. Listen, he couldn't sleep. I can't sleep. Okay. So we went over and we got the So Kind, the brownie collection, right? They'll just give you this at the hospital. It's over for you after that.
You say you're saying this now, but everything you give me is 7 milligrams.
Oh yeah, it was
come on, dog.
This
is 6 milligrams. This is baby stuff.
It was 33 and a third, like George Harrison.
That made him puke.
Oh my God, the whole thing. I ate the whole thing. I kept calling him, we're going out, Lee. Like, okay, call me back, I'll be here. I called him back like 10 minutes later. Lee, what's up? You ready to go? I called him back like in 10 minutes. He's eating sushi. He's like, yeah. He goes, you know what? All right. I give him another 30 minutes. I call him back.
Yeah, he
in
called me
30
like
minutes.
8 times in one
And
night.
all of a sudden he's like, hello, how much was in this thing? Get dressed. We're going out. Hang up on him. Right? And I'm like, oh, I know. And I call him back and he's like, the phone rang like 8 times. Yeah. And he picked it up and I'm like, where are you? He's like, I just puked. Yo, don't blame it on the weed. It's that wholesale sushi you got from that Arab on the corner. He goes to this Arabian place.
No, I don't. It's
Yes, you
Japanese
do.
place.
You told me. They got edamame with hummus on it.
Wholesale? Oh,
He does. 8 rolls for $3.
No,
You're
2.
gonna, yeah, you're gonna die. That's
It
like
wasn't-
suicide.
It wasn't gas station sushi. It was good sushi. But okay, so I was watching a movie on my living room couch, and I made it to the bedroom, and I was laying with my head by the foot, and I just flipped. And you ever know, like when you're gonna puke, like as soon as I flipped over, I was like, "That's not gonna happen." But I was able to get off my bed, so I didn't puke on the bed, but like right next to on the floor, and you can see all the little sushi bits. It was terrible.
Oh my god!
I've never had to clean up puke high. It was not fun.
I kept calling him back. Get up, we're going down. We got more edibles. I can't. I fucking can't. SpongeBob. They got everything the same. Whether you're selling a car, a boat, a house, it's all the same. Blow it in somebody's face. You don't want to light it and turn it off. You buy one of these right now. I'll blow that right.
Like I couldn't come up with an answer. If I wanted to hit a home run or steal a home run, and I wasn't high, and I don't know
Fighting a
why.
Brazilian guy. He's fighting a Chinese guy.
Well, you see it too if you do the road one. Like I've gone to one in Australia, and I've gone to one in Canada, and whenever they obviously bring out the fighter from that country, the place goes nuts, which makes total sense.
I don't mind if they go nuts. It's when they start going USA.
Oh, yeah, well, that's different.
And now
I'm
this
saying.
poor little fucking Chinese guy in the UFC, he's feeling bad. He's in the ring by himself. You
feel bad about that?
I really do. It embarrasses me. Like, he's our guest. It's bad. Let me see you fly 12 hours from your country without an octopus next to you, whatever they eat. And then you go to Vegas, lose 10 pounds, and you gotta walk, and then you gotta fight some guy. And while you're fighting, people yelling USA. You're 5'6". You know what I'm saying? You were trained to.
your octopus
You were trained to be a butler, and here you are. People yelling USA, USA.
None.
Well, you gotta
None.
eat
I'm not
at least
eating any
half of this.
gummies.
You gotta eat half of this with the wine. It goes perfecto.
He's 4 or 5 deep.
I'm
Are you
like,
serious?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat half of this, 3/4.
You know I went to Joey's store with. Why are you doing more of that? Joey, I'm not eating
Little
it, buddy.
piece. That's
No,
like 10 milligrams.
Joey.
You gotta put a little pep in
Joey,
your step.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no.
You gotta put a little pep in your step. You
Guys,
gotta get
Trip
loose.
Flip airs on Travel Channel June 2nd. June 2nd at 8 p.m. Double premiere episode.
If you don't eat it, Lee'll have to eat it.
Lee.
Then we got-
Lee.
I've only had 1.5.
Come on,
go
Flying
for it,
Jew.
Lee.
There it is, right? Give it.
Here you go. We'll split it. Okay, there you go.
You didn't split any of it.
Danny Murr died.
Who?
Yeah, Dan Murr
Danny Murr
died.
died.
Old Tempe Improv.
Old Tempe Improv.
How'd he die? You know, I haven't heard.
No, nobody said told me.
And you
yet,
know
but
where?
in Chicago, it wasn't good, guys. He called me about 1.5 years ago for a reference to try to get a manager's job at the Chicago Laugh Factory. That's the last time. He said he was living with his brother. He took the money the club gave him. They robbed him. He lost his condo. A to Z. It was like he did a lot of creepy things down there, man. Rest in peace. You know, he was good to me.
Eulogy ever.
He did a lot of creepy things. It wasn't good. Rest in peace. Living with his brother.
If you said,
Poor guy.
said that at the memorial service, I would die.
He did a lot of creepy things. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I never could tell if his hair was his. Rest in peace.
Dog, don't you ever got to a funeral and the guy's talking like they give him a memorial? And the last time I saw this guy was doing blow off a stripper's ankle. And this kid, he's a loving father, sure. You should have seen him that night. How much he loved this kid. You know, Dan Murr was dirty coke. like a filthy coke fiend. And he would get so coked up that you think he had a stroke. His lip would turn, like his lip would just go upwards. So one night, everybody for years, one night when I had the really bad sleep apnea, and I really wasn't sleeping, and I didn't know what. God damn it.
Rest in peace.
I didn't know what the sleep apnea, what the effects were yet.
Uh-huh.
I passed out one night really hard, and all of a sudden I wake up to the door banging, and it's Joe Rogan pre-marijuana when he was miserable. I always say he was an ape. You ever see the evolution of an ape? That's when he was an ape.
Yeah.
If you didn't know Joe pre-marijuana,
didn't.
It wasn't. It was like spurts. There was something missing. Thank God Eddie talked him into that, because you didn't know what he was anti-drug. If Bert came over and the next day he called me, Bert Kreischer had like 16 beers. He's got a bad problem, and he would just say that. I remember we went to see Doug Stanhope. That's how it started. I'm like, Joe, nobody says things like that. Like, nobody. I go, why would you say that? He goes, why would I say that? He had 11 beers and 4 shots of tequila on stage. That's how uptight Joe Rogan used to be.
God, I don't even recognize that guy.
No.
Maniacs, dude. It's a crazy
Yeah,
state.
it's really crazy.
It's a really crazy state, and it's one of the, it's like Nevada in the sense that like it's a great state to thrive in.
Yeah.
There's so many,
A lot of racists.
a lot of racists.
Yeah.
a lot of everything.
Yeah, a lot of everything.
There's a lot of everything.
It's a big high
It's
population.
a pirate state.
Yeah.
You know, Columbus was down there. I mean, it's just Jesus was down there. Everybody's been down there.
No state income tax. Come
Jackie
on.
Gleason was down there.
Look how high.
Lee, how high are you?
Well, I've had like 300 milligrams.
When
now,
I met
so-
Lee, he was 24 years old, 23, and he never did an edible. Look at him now.
Wow. He's running the boards.
Salud again.
Bless you.
I aged 20 years.
You have.
But that
Eat that.
that week in Florida, to me, was the last, and I thought the rest of the country was like that. It was the summer of '84, and I was just about to start getting bad with the blow. Like, it was around.
When is Trip Flip premiere?
Triplet, June 2nd on Travel Channel. 8 p.m. double premiere episode.
That's the show you want. So I'm at a restaurant, Bert Kreischer. It's August of '84. I am a psychological wound.
Yeah.
I was just starting to digest that my mother had died. When you have a loss that strong,
Yeah.
I was in high school. I went to school the next day. I made believe like she was still alive in my head, not to deal with it. And finally, after 4 years, I had to deal with it. And I'm in a restaurant eating, and all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, aren't you Denora's son? Muñeco's looking for you." Muñeco was this friend of the family's that had one eye that went that way. But when he do coke, the eye would ravel. But I did something for him as a kid one time. He had 2 sons, and we all got along. And I did something. I did something for him as a kid one time.
He's gonna have a t-shirt.
And my, like,
We all got along.
yeah, we all got along, right? So we all got along. What do you think? What do you think? There was riff?
Tail.
Huh?
You was like a fairy tale.
Oh my God!
We had 2 sons. We all got
Dog,
along.
I gotta sell the story. What do you want to do? You think I'm gonna give it to him cold?
So wait, so Muñeco's looking for you.
He's got 2 sons.
My mother died in '79. Muñeco was a big time drug dealer in '80, and about the time they killed. Before my mom died, my mom woke me up like a year before she died and goes, "Hey man, I gotta talk to you about something." She goes, "You know Muñeco's son? Because he had one son, then he had twins." She goes, "They killed one of the twins."
What?
And I go, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Some chick and him and OD'd. The kid always was troubled. He OD'd in Fort Lee and some house." So, I'm like, "That's really sad. You know, what are we gonna do?" I think we went to the funeral and whatever, and then we came home. When we got home, she came to me, my mom, and she's like, "He wants to talk to you about something." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm in the 8th grade, 7th grade, but my best friend was that guy right there, Carmine the Torch Balzano.
Whoa, which one?
That guy right there.
What does it look like?
Are you leaving, Lee?
No, he's putting the air on.
2 comics kind of like used me to get something for themselves, and I felt very used. I never felt like that in a very long time.
They did what?
It's not even that bad. I made more of it than it really is because I was drunk when it happened. But they used me to get information. Where's the top part of his body?
Yeah, well, that's when he gets hurt. That's when he comes back. Look. This is for effect.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Look, there goes the cord. There goes the.
Look at his face.
Look at him. Look at him. Watch out. The TV's moving. The TV.
Happy birthday to my little brother, Ralphie May.
I'm going to love it.
And we're headed to Las Vegas.
I'm so excited.
I'm shooting over tomorrow. You're shooting over Friday morning. I'm doing MMA Junkie as usual. Get a couple shrimp cocktails with my man Lee Syatt. Lee Syatt, you don't eat the oysters.
Nah, I should try them again, I guess. What
did I choke on last time? The shrimp cocktail.
You choked on a shrimp cocktail? Oh, yeah.
The shell.
I don't like that. Except for maybe the one little one at the bottom.
That's what it was. I bit into the bottom. You know me, I'm a gorilla. I almost bit my finger. I took some of the shell and I started choking on the shell. I tried to move the shell around with my throat, but I couldn't do it. That snake in me. You know, I was in the car today. I was getting home from somewhere, and the phone rang, and it was a friend of mine, James, to ask me a question. And it was funny. He started telling me about my daughter. And on paper, James is Mercy's goddad.
Right, we met.
And you met him, and I was really fortunate when it was time for me to pick a goddad. I had a couple options, you know. I could have picked Timmy, I could have picked George, I could have picked you, blah, 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 blah. And I just knew James a long time. James had a daughter, and in my world, if something happened, James automatically takes Mercy. You know, that's in my world.
When do you think about, like, godparents? Because when she first comes out, you must be so happy. Godparents is kind of
you know,
a sad
when the
thing.
baby's born. You know, when you knock somebody up, you know, if you're a guy like me, you'll think about godparents, okay? Because my godparents were everything. So James calls, and James sends stuff for her birthday, and James sends stuff throughout the year, and that's all great. You know, I mean, I'm really happy that he calls, and sometimes I go say hello to James, and she goes, hi, James, and she'll go, hi, Padrino, or she'll walk away, and that's the end of the conversation. I mean, besides that, she really doesn't know what it all means, you know. But Mercy is now 3. My daughter is 3. And by this time in my life, my dad was gone.
That little forehead you got.
In real life, I don't even know I am. I'm just a mook. I'm just the mook that hangs out with another mook.
Is that your title in your corporation?
Yeah.
Head mook?
Head mook.
The assistant to the assistant
I
mook?
thought about it since like 2 o'clock, since the phone call went down, my buddy. Because there's times I miss him. Like when we first started the podcast, it was about second chances. You know, I'm going to be 53 on Friday. And I wish I could apologize to him. I've tried to look him up on, you know, the social media outlets, the Googles, but went on the street. He retired to Key West with the wife, and they bought a little house. You know what the sick thing about this, Lee? That this even wasn't over the money. This wasn't over the drug addiction. This is over my anger for him. Because I wanted him to be my white knight, my knight in shining armor. If anybody was going to come through from all my experiences with him, I thought he always was going to come through. When I saw him on that street, Lee, I thought all my problems were over. I thought I didn't even have to ask. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought he would take a look at me, and he knew me so well, he'd say, get in the car. We're going to my house, and we're going to wash you up and get you a job and get you a car, and we're going to get you on your feet. That's what I thought he was going to say to me. In turn, he didn't say any of those things. He didn't say he wasn't going to help me, but he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like until he started bringing up the coke and we started having little chats. And like I said, I didn't attack him right away for the coke. I milked him little by little, and then I would make a bigger, like clockwork. I would call him 6 times a week. When I was do those gigs late night, I'd call him at 11 o'clock at night. D.U., what's going on? Mm-hmm. We'd talk for 45 minutes about Cuba, music, testosterone. You know, I was contacting him more than his kids. I took him to a few baseball games. I invited, you know, I used to take him to breakfast with my daughter and my wife. I mean, I did everything I can. He was the first, the second guy to show up at the hospital. My wife had the baby. I mean, you know. And one day it just ended. What do you want me to do, Lee? Do you want me to go knock on his door and apologize and try to rekindle it? We gave it a shot. It didn't work out. I'm cool with that. He got to meet my daughter. He got to meet my wife. And he got to see me in a great place. He really did. I'm cool with my uncle because my uncle got to see me in a great place. He got to watch Grudge Match. He watched The Longest Yard. He watched Spider-Man. He came to watch me do stand-up. We had him on the podcast in the old place.
Right, the first office.
The first office. I mean, I was cool with my uncle. We haven't spoken now for a year. Do I miss him? Yeah, I miss him. But you know what, Lee? That just wasn't meant to be. And I live with that every day like a man. And listen, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not mad at all. I'm hurt that he hasn't reached out to my daughter. That destroys me because that's something that has nothing to do with her. That's what gets under my skin. That he could put an envelope. He doesn't need to send $10, nothing. Just a card to say mercy from your great uncle Lazaro, and I'd be straight with it. But for him to shut him and my wife off. My wife liked my uncle. My wife dug my uncle. She got a kick out of him.
No gi! Okinawan father's a sushi chef. Respect!
That's it. Give me the sponsor sheets. What are you looking at me all weird for? What do you got tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I have a couple consultations.
Look at you. Johnny consultations. More consultations than consultations.
I know, it's been good.
You know, it's funny. Ever since I've been reading up on these guys, at the end of my workouts lately, I just sit there and I breathe and I close my eyes and I look at my third eye like you're doing right now. And this headspace stuff, it's tremendous. Because let's be honest, most of your problems start with your mind. Fear, which I have a ton of when I go to jiu-jitsu, anger, that's me, stress, depression, sleeplessness. Go to headspace.com/Joey, all right? That's what I'm trying to say to you. What's up, Lee?
I'm doing great, man.
You're over there in your own meditation little world, aren't you?
I am. I'm doing the Headspace Take 10 program.
All right, beautiful. You need to start it. Also, who's better than you guys? You smokes a few roots. You eat your Blue Apron. Now you're sitting there. You're thinking, Joey, I'm sitting here. I'm a little hungry. Boom! This Uncle Joey comes in. The church is also brought to you by naturebox.com, dedicated to making smart, delicious snacks easy, okay? Beautiful. Alpha brain, always making it happen, making you focus. 100% money back guarantee. We don't even want the product back, okay? You want kettlebells, they got kettlebells. You want the heavy kettlebells, they got the heavy kettlebells. You want hemp protein, they got hemp protein. You want
the DVDs, they have supplements, they have...
Listen, do me a favor, go to honor.com right now. I can't help you with the DVDs, and I can't help you with the kettlebells, but with the supplements, I'll get you 10% off your first order, all right? And if you do the Stay On It program, it gets delivered to your door. Listen, like Nature Box, to your door every month on the 1st. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. One beautiful podcast. Uncle Joey here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the church or what's happening now. My main man and little brother, Mr. Lee Syatt, here with me. It's been a while since we've been on. The last time we were on, I haven't seen you. You got sick all weekend.
Do you get the flu shot? I never get it, and now I think I'm going to.
You just got to wash your hands. But they say that putting that antibacterial on your hand is also bad for you because it breaks down your hand's own ability of breaking down germs.
Right, it breaks down your immune system. But the thing that blew my mind as I got older, when I grew up, my parents always stressed covering your nose, covering your mouth. I see people now just sneezing into the air.
We got no class. We got no nothing. I see people sneezing into their hand and opening up a door. The thing that gets me sick is when I smoke pot with people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like if I smoke at night after a show, my adrenaline's so high, I'm just smoking to smoke. I don't get high till I go back to the hotel room. You have these charades in life when you're younger. What's going to happen? You know, you watch Pitbull and he's jumping up and down with 200 Spanish women. Or you watch, whatever. Whatever your illusion, which grabs you. Let me get one of those drops again. And you, when I was growing up, I had this thing. I always had this illusion. And then it became a charade.
You just started believing all the stuff you were saying?
Well, no, it wasn't what I was saying. And when I was like 17, I got it in my mind that when my mom died, that she had hidden money, and that when I was 21, I was going to get this money. And it was something that, it was either the money was hidden, or my stepfather was going to sell the house and give me this exuberant amount of money that I thought I had coming to me.
And,
So,
and no one told you this. It was just in your head.
it was in my head. You know, I like the guy that's a millionaire that acts like the guy that has $3. That's the guy I want to be. If for some reason I invented oil and somebody gave me $10 billion, I would still drive my Subaru, Lee. You know, I would like to dress a little nicer with suits or whatever, but that would last for a week. Until I got into a car and rip a pair of pants like a gorilla that I am. There's so many things that I couldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Like 2 or 3 years ago, I think we were still doing the podcast in my apartment. You mentioned that you were thinking about getting a Cadillac. Why didn't you decide to do that?
Oh, because a guy from a Cadillac dealership hit me up and said that he works in service and they were really bad cars.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was a money decision. Okay.
No. Well, part of it was a money decision. I was having a child, and I didn't want to pay $400, $500, $600 for a lease a month. I don't have anything to justify paying that much a month for a car for my lifestyle and what I do. You know, I don't need that. I don't need a $700 car payment. I don't understand that. I always wanted a car payment from being in the car business all those years. I always wanted a car payment that if something went wrong, I could always borrow it for 2 or 3 months. Like I've always said to you, I could come to you and go, Lee, I got a Subaru. Can I borrow $248 for 2 months? And I could probably get that from you. But if I come to you and say, I got a BMW 5 Series, can I borrow $750 from you for 2 months? You're going to go, it's time to sell that car.
Exactly. How many? Speaking of people living in studio apartments in Hollywood, how many people have you seen driving one of those cars into a studio apartment?
It's break time. Fleet, I know you got the fleet. You didn't get high tonight on that shit.
What are you talking about?
Less than $1,000 a month. From 95 to 2,000. And snorting blow and buying clothes and child support and just putting it together, plane tickets. Then I met Terry. And she started lending me the little money that she had. But 2004 when I got the longest yard. That was the first. I mean, I had gotten a few paychecks, Spider-Man 2. I did a bunch of movies that I got paychecks on that took care of things to the next paycheck. But the big paycheck that bailed me out was the longest yard. And that didn't bail me out completely. That just bailed me out a quarter.
And so what happened at 30 that you stopped caring about being poor?
I hit rock bottom. Something I never thought would happen. I just hit rock bottom. That's it. I lost all my credit cards. I lost my wife. I lost my job. I lost everything. I had to start from scratch. In 1991 and 1993, I started from scratch at the age of 30. So once you have a little dough, you make dough, you get locked up, you sell some drugs, whatever. Now you lose everything. Once you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. Nothing really affects me now. Nothing really affects me. I keep my rent low. I keep my bills low. I'm not looking at my savings account. I just don't live like an animal. There's 1,000 things I could do. I just don't do it. Not because I'm cheap. I just don't want to do it. I don't understand.
Is it a fear of losing it again, do you think, or no?
Not at all. I don't do blow. I don't do anything that I would lose it.
But you could lose it a normal way, just the economy or, I don't know.
What, the stock market? We're not stock markets. I go out on the weekend and make a living. A movie calls me up. I get union wages. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, it's going to slow up. It's going to dry up, and you're always prepared. I don't care if you have $20 million. You're always concerned if you're going to lose your money or lose what you've worked for. And I'm still slow. Hey, listen, we're human. Plus, I'm 53. My metabolism is a lot slower. That's what I went online. I talked to a trainer friend of mine. He goes, maybe you have to do those HIIT workouts. But he goes, I really don't want you to do an elliptical. I told him I was thinking about doing your workout. Go in the advanced class and roll more and get your heart going that way. I'd rather you do, Jesus Christ, just thinking about it. But it's great to be responsible, man. I don't know what goals you guys have or what you want to do, but log everything down. I log everything down. You know, and it's really weird. Weight Watchers teaches you that, to write everything down, and you look at it at the end of the week and you go, ooh, I went to Yum Yums and I ate 2 donuts that night, and I went to this place and I had a piece of Lee's cake. You know, sometimes if it's just 2 bites of a cake, I'll put a piece of cake. And you have to write in there subjectively and honestly. Like, I didn't do well tonight. You know, I just didn't do well. My timing was off. You know, I read one from, the reason why I'm talking about it is because I wrote the one, it's the end of the month. I wrote the one from Valentine's Day. I said it 3 minutes in. Why would I say something like that? Little things. I can't listen to myself. That would really hurt my feelings. This is the closest I could do. But I have to be brutally honest with myself. If you're not brutally honest with yourself when you're record keeping, you're just cooking books. So why are you even doing it? If you're just going to tell me that you did great, every night I did great, I killed, I lit that room on fire. Maybe in your world I lit that room on fire, but I did a set that I had been doing for the last 3 weeks. I got to knock that off. You follow me? That's what I write in there.
Where did this come from? Was this when you learned? Was this when you learned to write your goals down, or you?
I learned the comedy on my own. The comedy and the acting I learned on my own. I like looking back at things. I like looking back at things and see who you read for. Oh my God, I have a relationship with her. It's very important. I learned this from telemarketing. Anyway, like I said, man, this is what this podcast is about. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes we torture Lee. Sometimes they torture me. And sometimes we just, disclose things about your life. To keep a record of everything. I don't know why I started the comedy. It's really weird. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. You know, I do it now. I'm not going to lie to anybody. When I wake up in the mornings now, I sit and I relax with no music on, no sound, and I just let my mind go. And sometimes I get on the floor and I breathe, and sometimes I just sit there and just breathe and feel my internal. No matter how you look at it, it's a form of meditation. You know, let's be honest. Most of your problems start with your mind. Fear, anger, stress, anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, they begin in your head, but they can wreck your life. It doesn't have to be that way. You can make a major difference in just 10 minutes a day. All right? 10 minutes a day. This change comes through guided meditation with the new Headspace app. Joey, what are you talking about? Headspace is a meditation made simple. My mother, when she had that bar, you know what the biggest lesson I learned was? I'll never forget when I was working for my mother. She would pay me good money, $20, $10 to clean the bathroom, pick up. And I'll never forget one day, we had the restaurant still. I had to be Mercy's age. And we had the restaurant still. And I still remember my mother. And you think about it, you listen to the story and you might think it's the wrong thing. And I remember my mother grabbed me going, go put a shirt on and a jacket. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, come on. And there was a podium at my mother's bar. And there was a bar first, and then there was the restaurant. We only had the restaurant for maybe, till I was about 6 or 7. Then it was too big of a load on my mother. Because at the end of the day, my mother had to cook the meals. So my mother had to cook, but then somebody would come in at 4 and serve the meals, and she had waitresses, and my mother would be behind the bar. And I still remember one day my mother, there was those doors that you push? Mm-hmm. Velvety. It wasn't velvet. It was like a leather material with 2 windows. There was my mother had 12 tables. Maybe 3 of them had people on them. I was about 6. And I'll never forget that a couple pulled up. And the bar had like 15 people at the bar, and 2 people pulled up. And they go, do you have a table for 2? And they were like, oh, aren't you young to be a maitre d'? And they were goofing on me. And I go, let me seat you. And I'll never forget, my mother was busy, and she goes, what happened to those 2 people? And I go, I sat them. And she goes, you weren't supposed to see them. You're supposed to see them at the bar, and I got to get them for 2 drinks. Before I seat anybody in my restaurant, I don't care if it's packed or empty, I got to get them for 2 drinks at the bar. This is a woman in 1969 telling me this.
Yeah.
Then she goes, where's that $10 I gave you? I took it out. I go, here. She took it out of my hand. She goes, you just lost it. You just paid for those 2 drinks. And she walked away from me, and I cried. And I remembered that lesson till today. I remember that lesson.
Yeah.
Don't at Benihana, there should have been a guy there
Yep.
that should have taken me and my daughter. Oh, you don't want it? You're too young. Taking my wife to the bar and offered her a drink. That's principles. Those are the principles I was raised in, you know.
I met you the night before he shot a special in Columbus. Because I remember he invited me out, Ari, and then he was like, oh, Diaz couldn't make it, so Diaz is coming on another flight. Diaz walks into the hotel in his tracksuit. He was like, dog, I got to tell you something. He's like, I almost got arrested today. Said that he was on a flight and that it was first class and they put his food down and the guy in front of him leaned back. So Joey shoved his seat. and the guy leaned back again. He goes, hey, like, you're leaning on my food, man. So the guy did it again. So Joey stood up and went around and stood above the guy. And the guy was like, hey, man, I'm just like leaning back. He goes, you're leaning back on my food. And the guy like went to adjust or like stand up. And Joey put his hand on his shoulder and was like, you don't got to do nothing right now. Just sit straight. And then when you got off the flight, you said there was 2 Columbus PD officers on the jet bridge. And they were like, Jose Diaz. And then, and this is, by the way, this is me meeting him. And then you said you just were like very polite, like, oh yeah, no, you know, the guy, this and that. You kind of talked them down. And they were like, all right, you know, good to go.
You have a memory and a half.
I do.
That was exactly how it went down. And here's the crazy thing. Like, he kept doing it to me. Like, after I said to him, your chair is broken. His chair was broken to start off with.
Okay.
So now when he would lean back, I really opened up as a gentleman. Mm-hmm. He was like a set designer. He had that smell to him as a casting director or an agency at a boutique agent.
Yeah.
He was one of those.
Yeah, those are the worst.
And he looked at me like, and when I put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So when I sat down,
he's like, you assaulted
he got
me.
up and went to the stewardess. And now the stewardess is giving me the Malouk eye. And I'm like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And in those days, I had my sleep apnea bag. And at this time, I was getting in trouble at airports every other week. Every other week, I was having a beef at an airport.
Really? Just
between the cocaine and my attitude.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of things that attributed to it. And I remember when we got off the plane, the cops were waiting for me. And I'm stinking a reefer. Because after 3 hours, even with the anti-stink bag, those anti-stink bags you could buy, they really do sell them. I'm not kidding you people. They sell them down in Hollywood where they wouldn't stink. But after 2 hours, the weed was so pungent that you could smell it on your body. And the 2 cops stopped me, was standing there going, you know, you should put him in jail and all this. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing to go to jail. I tried to be a man and explain something to you right in front of the cops. And the cops kind of like, oh, I get what's going on. So he walked away.
Yeah.
And they held me there so we couldn't be at the luggage together. And that was it. But there's a guy. Guess what happened a year later? I saw that same cross going to Columbus on a Friday with me.
Are you serious?
And I just eyeballed him, and he made eye contact and tried to change the eye contact. And one time I went up to the bathroom, and what I did this time was win over the stewardess first. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went up and gave her a compliment. I love your shoes.
Yeah.
You know, if she's black, I'm ripping down the Beyonce poster. They go bananas. And then when I came on the way back, oh yeah, I tell them when they're black, I go, listen, when I get home, I'm ripping the Beyonce poster down. So that's
quite a line.
Come on, dog. It always gets them. So on the walk back, I said, hey, remember me? And dog, he lost all the color in his face. There was no more stewardess. There was no Columbus cops. So I just sat like he was in row 3A and I was like in 4B. So for 2 hours, I just tapped my hand and stared at him. And every time he would look at me, I was eyeballing him, giving him 2 Malouk eyes. It was tremendous. He got off that plane and ran.
I bet.
One time it was me, Sebastian, and John Legend sitting right next to each other. I don't talk to nobody. I don't need to talk. I don't need to take a picture with nobody. I need to do nothing. I'm sitting there. The plane lands. The plane's about to land, and I take my phone out. And I turn the phone on. And the guy in the window seat says, and I look at him and he goes, turn the phone off. A German guy. There's 2 German guys sitting next to me. As they talk, and they're both sitting there hocking each other to death. So finally, can you believe this? He goes, not even excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, you might get in trouble. He goes, turn the phone off. And I go, what? And he goes, turn the phone off. And the guy in the middle goes, did you not hear him? Turn the phone off. I go, bro. And they're both going, wait till we get off the plane. We'll see. And the stewardess is like, is there a problem? And I go, this hump tried to tell me to turn the phone off. And she's like, control your language and all this. I'm going, no. You're onboarding with the pilot. So we get up, and I forgot. I'm in New Jersey. So as soon as I see the cops, all I got to do is get to them first. All I got to do is get to that cop first and let him hear me. Joey here with his main Goomba on his 28th birthday.
Thank you so much.
My main man, Lee Syatt. What's going on? How was your birthday today, my brother?
It was good. It was, when I first got here, it used to bum me out when I used to work on my birthday. Like, I forget what comedian has a joke about it. I think it might be Jim Gaffigan. Having to work on your birthday sucks. But it's just, it's kind of weird. It's kind of turned into, like, almost any other day. But it's just nice to get to talk to people that I haven't got to talk to in a while.
Who'd you talk to?
I talked to Steve Simone. I talked to Johnny Rock. I talked to my parents a couple times. Had lunch with Paula. It was
I had to talk you in for that. You were going to have a lonely birthday. Birthday parties in L.A. You know, I drive in traffic, and there's 8 people, 9 people. They half the people that don't show up. This guy shows up with this guy. And then the tab comes, and everybody's looking at each other with rabbit ears. And there you are. I always feel weird when I get a gift from somebody. Especially somebody from, like, the podcast that listens to the podcast. And I know how you justify it. I justify it by knowing that we put out a free podcast and entertains them at work for an hour. And maybe if they didn't have a podcast, they would, if they didn't have Sirius is $100, I don't know, a year or something like that. So people give you gifts, and I don't mind those. They're very thoughtful. When you're on the road, they're very thoughtful, and you bring them home, and you're like, that was a fucking wallet. I love my old wallet. You know what I'm saying? I stay with a wallet till I'm broke, and I throw it away. Once you're broke, then you throw the wallet away. It's a kiss of death. But if it's a good wallet, if you're okay with it, you're making a little money, keep the wallet. I don't care if the flaps are falling off. If it's bringing you geeters.
Wallet really begins when it starts falling apart.
Yeah, when it starts falling apart, then you got to make adjustments. You got to put that picture of grandma in the drawer instead of carry. She's dead. You cash the check. It's over. She's on some planet. Who knows? I don't know. It's just really weird that I just don't like spending birthdays. Ever since that birthday really solidified it with me. Like I said, I don't want to go to an amusement park. I don't want to have nothing. I don't want 100 happy birthdays on Facebook or MySpace. I just want you to just treat me normally. That's it. I don't want to go to a party. I don't want to wear kazoo hats. I do it at the house now for mercy. We got a Carvel cake tonight. Did we not?
Absolutely,
a small one.
Oh, yeah, it was nice.
And it was delicious. So the Diaz family tradition is when there's a birthday, you get a small Carvel cake, whether you want it or not. Whether you want it or not, that's it. That's the best we could do for you is a small Carvel cake.
She was so excited. I came in, she was like, we have a surprise. There's cake. And I was like, oh. And there's nothing. I knew it was gonna be a Carvel cake because it's you. Like you never. There's no other cake for you. There's no vanilla cake. Do you ever have cake like that, or you're a Carvel man?
Listen, there's 2 cakes I like. There's that Carvel cake and that chocolate death from that restaurant you go to over in Burbank.
Oh yeah.
That's it. I'm part of it. After a while, all cake tastes the same. It all tastes like somebody made it from Betty Crocker, and that drives me crazy. They're still delicious. And you know you're getting diabetes. Like, as you're eating it, look at the calorie count on it. It's like each apple pie is 600 calories.
I never even tried those. So are those like just little handheld apple pies
at
at 7-Eleven?
Those Hostess pies that now everybody makes, like the ISIS makes one, took over the company. They make one, and then Hostess has made it since Jesus left Chicago. And also 7-Eleven steals the idea.
How are the ISIS ones? Are the ISIS ones good?
They're not bad. They're not bad. I had one night in desperation somewhere. They're not bad. I love those apple pies. While my mother was alive, there was conversations about me moving down there because there was a school down there called Loyola. private military school or some shit. And they had threatened me with that school. And Rodolfo always wanted me closer to him anyway, because he always felt guilty about my dad dying. But when I was a kid, they were strict with their kids. And let me tell you something, we used to go to restaurants constantly, because they had dough. So the old man would take us to seafood restaurants, and those kids were well behaved. And I was always well behaved, because my mom took me to restaurants, and she would smack me out if I embarrassed her. But it's so amazing how I look back at the discipline they had, and I look at how they turned out, and it doesn't surprise me. If you came to me tomorrow and said, you know what, Joey, I love doing the podcast with you. I love eating cake and donuts that Becky brings. You know what's bothering me lately? I'm going to go to law school. I love Paula. I'm Jewish. Let me become an attorney, and I'll become a podcast attorney. You come to me one day and go, let me get the rest of that acid. And you probably eat it by yourself and rent a hotel room in North Hollywood. Take 2 joints with you, order a pizza, and just sit there for 8 hours. And just think it over. That's what I used to do at that age, guys. I didn't take no ADD pill or Adderalls or no... I didn't take none of that stuff. I took microdot acid to make me focus on whatever I was going through. Let me see him go down there and put up the Gitas, because at the end of the line, this is it. This is it. Gitas, how much you putting up? What are you... I don't know if it's your... and I'm not insulting you. I don't know if it's your generation gap, because my wife is the same way. My wife and I had a discussion the other day in the living room about 4 in the morning. I got up and she came outside. I said, something, can you imagine? Do you remember that night you drove me to the Martel Cartel to get coke? And you didn't really know, but you know. At 4 in the morning, I left you in the car and I was in there for 15 minutes. And she goes, I remember sitting out there thinking, I should just leave this guy now, go home, pack my bags and leave. But she goes, I didn't know how it was going to play out. I go, look how it did play out. You ended up with a beautiful child. We ended up married. We're happy, you know. So at this point somewhere, you have to believe that there is some type of God out there. Because I'll never forget that night, her waiting outside. And I've never done that to anybody. Like, I've never, ever made somebody drive me like that over there. I've usually been the one that's driven. She was just, I was walking out the door to walk there. And she was pulling up. And she goes, where are you going to go? And I go, I got to stop by Dante's. And she goes, okay, I'll give you a ride. And I never forget how bad I felt. But life goes on. See, you never know where your relationship is going to go. That's it. I don't even know why I told you that, at least I had. Just don't be scared. Somebody offers you something, if you love them to death, and you've known them for 15 years, wait until they fuck them. What is your problem, Lee? 1,000 milligrams. That's how deep you went tonight, at least I had.
Yes, sir.
We're in deep training. Look at me. I'm in deep training, at least I had. My balls are bleeding. That's
Mine too.
Where you headed tonight? Where the fun? You're not going to a strip club or a Chinese place? Nothing?
Tonight I'm going home to bed.
All
Like a
right.
gentleman. No, but it's what I would tell people is honestly do it twice, because like if you can do what I did and like calm, because people are gonna be scared, man. They keep hammering into us how bad drugs are, and that's all we ever hear is don't do drugs. And it's acid, and it tastes weird.
When you came to California, Lee, you never thought that you would be doing the acid at your job.
Never.
Okay, Lee? But let me explain something to you, Lee. Sometimes, do you think that when I woke up one day, I aspired to take a hit of acid, or I aspired to do heroin, I aspired to do blow? No, I never aspired. This was a very tiny white line. And I even took some off it just to do a taste, just to make sure, and then I did the other little centimeter of dust. And that was it. It's not like I went and got high the next day, you follow me?
You know what? I tend to like this stuff. I have an addictive personality, so I'm glad I'm scared of that stuff. Like I've only even seen cocaine like once, and it was just for like a second. Like, I'm worried, like, if I did that, I'd be doing it. Like
No. It's not. Doesn't fit you. You know, I bust your balls and tell you about heroin. I would never bring heroin around you.
Oh, I know.
I would never bring nothing around you. Number one, that I would never do. I would never bring meth in here. I would never bring below in here. I wouldn't bring nothing like that in this studio. The worst thing I would bring in here is like a 2,000 milligram star. Which, worst case scenario, we go to the hospital. Like, whatever that girl's, they give you some tranquilizers and you spend the night in there, you sleep the night. Then Obamacare takes care of the rest, you know what I'm saying? You put it on your arm with Obamacare. What do you want me to pay a month? Sometimes you eat an edible. Right or wrong? That's the worst thing that's going to happen to you. We don't drink in here, really. I'd love to get a few bottles of booze in here, but I know they're just sitting here. They were just sitting here. I'm not going to drink it.
We never drink.
It gives me desires that I don't need to understand. You follow me? That's it. It's July. What is it? 20th already?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's it. The summer's half gone. So yesterday, I go over to this place, guys. Pretty impressive. You go to Indochino.com, all right? And you click on location, all right? And let's say you're a man, whatever, and you're looking for suits. Let me tell you what happened. So you click on location, and all of a sudden you press in Texas, and let's say you live in an hour out of Houston. You press, all of a sudden it comes out Galleria Mall in Houston, and then it has, do you want to make an appointment? And you click that, and all of a sudden it says, when is the appointment? Blah, 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 blah. You make it, what time? And they said appointment set, and that's it. You go down there, you park, you walk in, and you know me, dog, I'm trying to look for a complaint. I get there, there's parking 10 feet away. I walk in, I tell the lady what my name is. I'm sorry, I'm 3 minutes late. She goes, don't worry about it. Boom, I sit down. She asked me 14 questions, 15 questions. You know me, I don't like questions, but I didn't get pissed off either. And then she asked me to look at the fabric. Then she asked me to look at the mannequins with the suits on and see what I wanted. Whether I wanted 2 buttons, whether I wanted the same color on the back of the collar. Just little things that you never think of. That now you have a choice putting there or not. The design for inside the suit, for the lining. Then for another 5 minutes they take 3 pictures of you. What you look like. I went on there looking like Team Bleach with jeans and sneakers. I didn't know. I was in Beverly Hills, people, with white people. Real white people. They take a couple pictures of me. Boom. 25 minutes later, I'm out of there. I get a suit in 5 weeks. You understand me? Again, go to Indochina.com.
Indochino, right?
Indochino.com. What's the promo code?
Church.
CHURCH. And you get any premium suit for $399. You go to blueapron.com. With blueapron.com, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Blue Apron will deliver. Blue Apron knows when you cook with incredible ingredients. Blue Apron is bringing you the best. By Blue Aprons, if you don't want a billy goat sent to your house while they're cooking, you're washing your monkey. Ooh. And from Blue Apron, go ahead, Lee. You gonna say something? No?
It sounds delicious.
Check out this week's menu. Free. And you get free. BlueApron.com/Joey. With Blue Apron, go to BlueApron.com. Go to BlueApron.com right now. On it.com. Anyway, stay black. Lee, don't forget about me. The Church of What's Happening Now. Flavor. Lee Syatt, a.k.a. the Flying Jew. What's going on, player?
A.k.a. I don't know. I'm doing good.
Everything all right?
Everything's great, except for you made fun of me because I got roped into going to a bad restaurant again.
So he sits there and takes this abuse. I got to snap after 3 minutes. Like, I'm not going there. I refuse to. I'm my own group. I got an itch on my back that's been killing me for 15 minutes. You understand? There you go. I got like a hair patch. But it's Monday. You got to go out there and deal with it. Like I said, a smile in your heart. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. I saw Lee yesterday. We had some coffee with the baby.
Do you get nervous about swearing? Because I think I swore once. I was like, oh, no. And I made a service.
I get nervous because one day she's going to pick it up. She is picking it up. It's going into a computer every time she takes a nap.
Well, she's doing the talking. Like, you picked up the cell phone and you started talking, and then she has a baby cell phone, And then she started doing it. She started doing the hand movement. She put it up to her ear. She did the thing, but she just the only thing missing is the word.
It's a pink little plastic cell phone you buy at a toy store. And whenever my phone rings, she picks up her cell phone. And she puts it to her ear like she's talking to somebody, like, what's going on? I hear you, know? I hear you. A wanting for life. I look at my daughter when they clap on a TV show, and she gets excited. But to have that virginity to life again, to have that, to be excited about life again as a child, we're going to Wendy's, you know what I'm saying? If I tell you you're going to Wendy's now, you're like, all right, I'll eat a double. My stomach is going to be sore. I'm not eating the chili.
Yeah.
But when you're a kid, you tell them McDonald's, they jump up and down. That's why McDonald's will never close down. Because every day you get millions of customers. Every time a little kid is born, give them 2 years, they're going to have a McNugget in their mouth.
I saw that this weekend, and not to change the subject, but I was watching something, and there were kids commercials, and they're so manipulative. Like have you noticed that watching the kids shows with your daughter, especially like the Chuck E. Cheese and the McDonald's?
You're not around. You that about Coke, that when you went to a movie theater, that Coke would slow down if you slowed down the advertising, Coke would throw subliminal messages in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're thirsty, get up, go
one frame every second or something.
Get popcorn. But it was just, it just felt nice to be around normal people, bro.
Yeah, that must not happen a lot with you. I mean, and I'm not saying everywhere you go. It's not like you go to Ralph's and there's a parade for Joey Diaz.
No. I'm not talking about it this way. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm saying everyone knows who you are.
I'm talking about a sense. We walk in here. I come in here to do a podcast. I sit down with you. A guest comes in. And within 4 minutes, he'll go, "You've been auditioning lately?" Mm-hmm. Or I'll ask him, "You've been auditioning lately?" Yeah. But by next thing you know, we're talking shop. Anywhere I go, I'm going to talk shop to in my house. When I'm having dinner with my wife, how was your day? Good. Boom. I talk to this guy. You talking shop.
It happens with every job too. I did that with my TV jobs. Every time on the weekends, and it was funny because we hated the job. But anytime we go together for drinks after work on the weekends, it all go back to that boss we hated, or I can't believe how stupid they are.
So all you want to do is get your mind out of there, so you can still grow personally.
Nope.
What's the problem here, Lee?
I'm perfect.
You good? What are you gonna do today? What do you got on the agenda?
9 o'clock we have a Flying G radio.
Okay. Today?
Today, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I spent last night packing up the T-shirt orders. So
okay, and they're gonna go out today.
Going out today.
You gonna take them to the mail department?
I know. I already put the stamps on them and stuff, so I'm just gonna throw them in the box.
And they come over and get them.
They would, but I was going out, so I just figured I'd bring them over because I didn't want to you can't schedule a time. Like it's just that they'll come over whenever they come over, so I felt better about putting it in the box.
Okay, so you take it to the post office
or any blue box.
Okay, see what I'm saying? You're learning.
Yeah,
this is the beauty of it.
I mean, I know we have people in different countries, but I'm sending a shirt to Australia and to Austria.
I had an email from Norway last night. Finland's big in the house. I got some white people in China smoking opium over there. Thank you for.
Do you see what happened to Cleo? Like her husband got in a car accident or something. I think he's okay. But,
come on.
Yeah, but she put that on Twitter. But he's fine. But
I still remember that one time I scored 31 points. I had a little article that said Coco Diaz drilled home. You understand me? Drilled them home. Not like that. Sexually.
But
very disgusting.
You should give a. Why haven't you given me a trophy? I feel like adults should get trophies.
You're 25 years old. No more trophy.
Your
trophy is a $100 bill when you go to the Bank of America and you deposit.
How happy would you be if I came in and handed you a trophy of $100 bill? Here you go.
I smash in the head.
No, you wouldn't. You would. Who doesn't like getting a trophy?
I don't want no trophies, all right?
People give him a trophy.
Let's give him a trophy of hummus. What's going on? It's a beautiful day to be alive. You're alive. Thank God. What you're going to do with it, that's your decision. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's going to be 60 degrees here, 70 degrees. I went to the park with my daughter.
What happened to the park?
My daughter was walking on this plank of death, with that rattles.
Yeah.
And some kid came up behind her and jumped, and she fell down. And the kid stopped to say I'm sorry and stuff. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, listen, I'll kick you in the windpipe next time. I told my wife, she's like, you can't say that. But that's what goes in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
How can it not when you're like that with people you like, but it's your daughter. I don't understand how there's not more of that stuff happening.
Oh, and then another little kid jumped, seeing her coming. She's a baby. He saw her coming. He jumped in her way. It's just a part of growing up, man. You know, my daughter reacts to it really well. Like, she was at the park and somebody came and took her bucket, and she looked him straight in the face. This is my bucket. She pulled it from me. And in my heart, I'm happy. My wife's like, you have to learn to share. Sharing is overrated. Keep that bucket.
When she's like 5 or 6, you two are gonna take this town over. Like, when she can talk and you can tell her to do things.
Listen, dog, my dream is to build a ninja chick. I'm talking about a monster of a woman. I'm talking about a woman with a heart of gold. And stick her for what she wants. That's what you want from a woman. I don't want a woman that's, you know, can I get you something?
I just love the image of a woman blinking and bringing you water. Like that's just hysterical. But
it makes me feel bad as a man when I see a woman. We started the podcast late this morning. Okay, Lee came over last night. We're talking. He says you need water. So this morning I knew in the back of my mind I had to stop at 7-Eleven. I got to 7-Eleven at 25 to 6.
Okay.
I would have been here at 5:45. And I almost called you to come up with the camera because there was drama.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is where we do the office. It's a dark industrial street, you know. But there's a 7-Eleven on the corner. And 7-Elevens to me, late night now, are scary.
Yeah.
So this morning, it just happened. I pull up to the 7-Eleven. First of all, there's a guy talking to his girlfriend, and there's a cab. They just got out of a cab. And he won't let me pull in because he's talking to his girlfriend. So finally I beep, and the girl moves, but this Donnie Wahlberg looking Marky, he looked like Nate Diaz, the younger one.
Okay.
He stands there. You know me, I'll park around. I pull the car. He looks at me like, bro, you didn't move. Say something. So I get out of the car, and as I'm getting out of the car, she's walking into the 7-Eleven, and he yells off the top of his lungs, where do you go? And I'm talking to you. And I just keep walking. Ooh. And I see her, and she's half Asian, half Spanish. And then a black guy pops up and says, man, I got a little bit of money, but I don't know if we're going to have to walk over there. They were going to get drugs with this broad, you know, and he was down on the drugs, so he wanted more. So she comes in, she's sitting in the back of 7-Eleven. I'm looking for water. Now, in the middle of all this, there's a kid going, Joey Diaz, the church. And I'm like, dog, relax. Joey Diaz, the church. I'm like, dog, relax. Take a look at what's about to go down. He follows me into the hallway, and I'm like, dog, pay attention.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people wouldn't. If I saw that, I'd probably be a little bit nervous. But for people who haven't been in that situation, they probably just think it's some people arguing.
Well, still, shut your mouth. Don't worry about Joey Diaz or Jesus. Shut your mouth and watch the situation play out. What if this chick says something, this idiot pulls a gun, and you're talking like, Joey Diaz, get it together. Hey, this is what I tell people. So this is all going down. She's at the back of the store. The black guy's telling Marky Wahlberg they can't get drugs. They don't have enough money for the cab. So now they have to walk home. They have to walk to the drug dealer's house.
Jesus.
So you could tell she don't want to go. She's had enough. He's been torturing her or something. They walk out, and he turns around and goes, hey, let's go. And she walks out half meekly, and the cab driver now pulls up, goes, hey, where's my money? And the chick is looking at the cab driver for support, like, get me out of this mess. Mm-hmm. And the cab driver goes, miss, are you getting in the car? Like, to do her a favor. And the guy runs over and grabs her. And that's when people started calling the cops. They don't have a car.
Oh, Jesus.
So they're dead. And they're like that. And the guy from 7-Eleven is like, let her go. And right there, that's when bullets could start flying. Let the cops do their job. They'll get them a block away. If you call 911, there ain't nothing going on. So I had to watch all this go down.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, bro, they took off. They ran a block.
Yeah.
And by the time I pulled to this corner of Cahuenga, the cops were already coming. That's how fast. The cops are in this area.
Uncle Joey here, my main little brother, Lee Syatt. First off, we got to open up on an apology. I get a call Monday from Lee Syatt about 4 o'clock that he came over here and the lights wouldn't turn on and air was off. He turned on the computer. You know, Lee confuses me with his jargon. So let me tell you the other side. Sunday, I have a great weekend with the family. I get off the antibiotics. You know me. I'm free and clear. I'm doing some kettlebells. I'm walking the neighborhood. Sunday morning, I go to jiu-jitsu, 12 o'clock class. Great day. I breathe. I get beat up. No different than any other day. Monday, I go, let me go back there. And I had a meeting on Tuesday. And we had episode 400 Monday night. We had Esther Koo, and we had Dice tonight. So we had the weekend planned. Everything is beautiful, ready to go. I go to jiu-jitsu at 12, and I stay for the mobility class.
It's a little hot here, but I'm not blaming it on the heat. During the mobility class, I feel a little bit bots. I feel a little bit,
In your stomach or where?
my whole body. Like you ever doing something and your whole body just feels like it just goes zzz, zzz. So you shake it off a little bit. I bring a watermelon protein drink, 29 grams of protein. You mix it with 16 ounces of water.
Okay.
Just to calm me down for a little while, and I drive home. On this particular day, I had drank that already, but Lee, I was thirsty. So I go to the gas station by Alberto's, and I get a water and some horrible tasting Gatorade. Like, I haven't drinking Gatorade in 20 years.
Not all sugar.
So I just get Gatorade because it's a hot day, and that's what people say to do,
Oh,
to
yeah.
rehydrate yourself. And you have to.
Electrolytes.
First off, if anybody knows anything about anything, you got a Pedialyte.
Right, I've heard of Pedialyte when you get sick.
Yeah, Pedialyte when you get sick, when you have that type of... So, I'm driving home, and all of a sudden, my body's tightening up.
Ugh, and it's scary when you're driving.
Oh, I'm making a left, I make a right, I get onto Burbank Boulevard. I'm driving home, and I feel that zzz, zzz in my body again. I get home, it feels like death. Now, when I was a young kid, I used to play basketball. Between the humidity and being out there all day, all I would do is drink iced teas from the little dairy thing. Cardboard container, like that milk comes in.
No way.
Like the kids are missing. This is 1975, Lee. That's how iced tea came. There was only maybe 2 brands of iced teas. There was Lipton in a can,
Okay.
which was not bad. Lipton in a can is not bad if you doped it up. Again, you got to take it home, put it over ice, squeeze some lemon, a little teaspoon of real sugar. Bam! You got yourself a nice iced tea.
You are getting sleepy. This is the new evolution of the future.
I've also had the weirdest situation happen this year. Now, last year, there's a lot of comics that don't like the improv chain. Out of all the people I've had problems with in comedy that didn't like me, one guy I grew a relationship with was the guy that first started me in the Dirty Show in Brea. Well, guess what? That guy rose in the ranks. So me and him started that room together. He taught me how to do marketing for comedy clubs in a lot of ways. He said for me to do a certain thing, and I added my twist to it. And that Brea room became successful. That's how all this started, with Brea. If you really want to get down to it. It was that one time a month in Brea, building that little first 300 people that would come down and watch Yoshi and watch Martin Moreno and watch Ricky Cruz and watch just Johnny Rock and watch just a bunch of fun guys. We would just have a fun time. Drive to Brea in a rush, smoke dope. We would cut banana bread and put it in the back. You remember that, right?
I think I came right after.
Well,
this
you taped the CD there, didn't you?
Yeah. That's where we taped the CD.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it really solidified. So while we were there, he grew. And he grew again, and he grew again. Well, you know what, man? I booked one of his clubs, and I had to cancel because of a movie. Or because of Marin or something. Something happened, I had to cancel. And I went back the next year, and you know what, man? I went up there for terrible money. Now, I could have done 2 things. I could have raised my hand and canceled it again, or I could have had my agent call back and renegotiate. I thought about the situation for a minute, and I go, you know what? I agreed to this. I canceled. I profited on the movie. Now I gotta, what's the line you hate from Pink Floyd?
Reap what you sow.
I gotta reap what I sow. So guess what? I went up there, and I did good on stage. I worked as hard as I could. And Saturday, before I got on stage, the manager comes in. He goes, hey, man, you got a call in the office. And I went to the office, and it was that guy from Brea. And he goes, hey, man, I talked to the club and I looked at the numbers. I'm giving you a bonus because you stood up to your deal. Thank you very much. And I'm going to give you a bonus in all the other clubs for you sticking to your deal. I didn't say a word, Lee. I could have been a scumbag and had him call up and bumped him for what? The extra nickel? The extra $8.50?
And it's so short-sighted. It would have been short-sighted. Like,
You know, you agreed to something, now you got to do it. You were short-sighted, you canceled, you got
It's
this
always
movie.
weird when people ask for money. I never want it. Like, that's... it's awkward.
You know, Lee, you live and learn. Like,
Oh, no.
the other night, Lee told me he got wings from where?
Pizza Hut.
Now, wait a second. No.
Okay, I went to Big Wings once. I don't like Big Wings.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The one I had an experience that was not good. Buffalo. There's no Buffalo Wild Wings that close. You one time, for your honors, for Exhibit A, one time you had Pizza Hut at your daughter's event. I think an event, and it was delicious.
She's 3. She wanted pizza. When you're 3 and you want pizza, first of all the pizza's so bad in this town that it doesn't matter. The reason why I got Pizza Hut is because on Friday at school, they get Pizza Hut. So when she told me she wanted pizza, I got Pizza Hut. Did I enjoy it? I thought it was garbage.
I didn't see you saying it was garbage.
Well, I can't hurt her feelings and say this pizza sucks.
She doesn't know if you eat all the slices.
She eats the cheese. My point taken, that was the only time I ordered Lee, because there was a 3-year-old that wanted pizza, and I wanted to get her the same pizza they eat at the school.
Well,
I would never,
well, then I'm a 3-year-old at heart.
ever in my wildest imagination, just because of something embedded in me, would I disrespect who I am at any level, at any point in my life. Even when I was doing 8 balls of blow and I had no respect for myself, would I disrespect myself by eating that pizza and letting people know I gave up on society? So you just called down there and got 6 wings, and they
No, I
delivered
got 8 wings, and I picked it up.
8 wings. You went all the way down there for 8 AIDS-infested
I was
skinny
already
wings.
there, and they were good. They were big wings.
I just can't believe that. You
And-
have
but-
no idea.
but-
That you see the workout he posted today, guys? I got to be honest with you guys. Half you guys that listen to the podcast cannot do that workout he did today. And I know somewhere Lee stopped and breathed heavy.
No.
But I will tell you, a lot of people can't do that. That's what pisses me off about Lee,
It's heavy the whole time.
that at this age he puts this much work in to go over there and get yourself 8 wings that are not only... I mean, listen, we're all trying to be individuals here in this time of fakeness. You know, if you were watching this, guys, I was trying to explain this to my wife. My wife is a Gentile. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it was a retardation. I don't know if it's because my grandmother was married to a second cousin. I don't know what it is. But when I was a kid, I didn't really care for what society cared about. There was just something weird about the media to me growing up. I didn't like how they'd say things. I didn't like how they'd interview people. I don't know, Lee. I was always a weird kid.
It just didn't add up to you.
You know, as I got older, I didn't like Saturday Night Live. I didn't believe when people come up to me and tell me these things, like I'm looking at them like, and I feel like there's a lot of people like that, you know, and just sometimes we all do. When I went through that divorce, that's all I thought about. You know, I was involved with my daughter in the divorce, and my feelings were hurt, so all we had to do was talk for 3 minutes, and I would tell you about my anger, and we're going deep this weekend, you understand me?
But it's actually where we went for our first anniversary.
Now, when you go to these beach places, do you go on computer sites, Expedia and stuff like that, and check it out? I'm just curious. I want to see what you do.
Absolutely, dude. I spent so much time.
Now, what website do you go on when you want to travel?
I went on all of them. I went on Trivago, which I kind of like, except when I went on, like, it said there was a certain deal, and then when you click on it, suddenly it's not available. What I actually did, and this is how we actually got it the first time, and you're going to think I'm a cheap bastard, but it actually worked out. They all have these things like, we're not going to tell you where you're going to stay, but it's this star level. So we did that 2 years ago, and I literally spent like 14 hours one day looking at different things. I told you I wanted to go to Palm Springs, but you're like, that takes 3 hours some days, so I was like, I don't want to drive that long. So, and I decided on Newport.
Listen, who wants to go to the desert? A horse with no name. You live in California. Who wants to? What are you gonna do in the desert? Walk around, get bit by a snake?
But we don't do anything anyway. We just like hanging out.
You just like hanging out and
So-
getting room service and watching TV. I ain't mad at you.
So yeah, so that's at like 2 a.m. I think it was actually the night I took acid. Yeah, at 2 a.m. I was just like, I'm just gonna do one of those deals again, and I got it's a beautiful hotel. It's like the Fairmont Newport, and I called up at 2 a.m. high on acid, and I was like, hey man, we're here for our anniversary. Can we get like a nice room? He's like, oh yeah, I see on here you have a such and such room facing the pool area. I was like, can I get it high up? He's like, sure. I called at 2 a.m. high on acid.
So let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
How high do you want to get? What if there's an earthquake? You and Paula got to jump. Like two mooks in Mookville. You get the first to the second floor.
I know you can't get there because then there's parties and they're walking around and the loud people. We don't want to be away from
You're
that.
facing the pool anyway. You're not gonna really sleep late, and it's a bungalow beach. You're
Yeah,
gonna
but
hear
it's up.
people.
No, it's up high. It's good. And then
What if there's an earthquake? You gotta jump.
no, I
What
can't
if
live
there's
like that because you know what happened today? I was driving back from Pasadena, and they have those highway overpasses and underpasses where you're either on like big stilts or you're passing under a highway. And as you're doing it, you're just like, I'm gonna die one day going under one of these because it's just gonna fall off and smush me, or I'm gonna be on top of it and it's gonna fall and I'm gonna crash and fall. So you can't let that fear ruin your life. Get a higher
Again,
room.
what if you're on the 6th floor and there's a fire? You gotta jump. You and Paula. Get the 2nd floor. Cut a deal, will you? You want to be up there. Last week I checked into a hotel. They put me on the 12th floor. I just
Yeah,
looked-
that's a good floor.
I just mad dogged the guy. He goes, you kidding me? Put me on the 2nd floor. Gonna put me on the 12th floor. There's a fire. I gotta jump out. Listen, 2, 3, you could jump and live. If there's an explosion on the 3rd floor, God forbid, you've been a good soul, you won't blow up. That gives you a chance to wake up, pack up the sleep apnea machine, and take your best jump. You understand me? Jump, keep your legs light, you'll break both ankles, but you live. The 12th floor, you ain't gonna live, dog. You're gonna go down like a missile. You're gonna have a heart attack in the air. I know you.
Yeah, but what do you say to the person on the phone? You're like, hey man,
No, listen.
What if there's an earthquake?
I like the 3rd floor.
like the 3rd floor? What are you
That's right.
talking
I
about?
feel lucky. I feel more comfortable on the 3rd floor. What would it cost me to put me in the 3rd floor where it's quiet? That's how you work. If there's an emergency, and it's even better if you're closer to the back door. You know why?
You can sneak out.
I'd smoke dope out there and sneak back into your room, and they blame it on the dude on the 4th floor because you woke up to the 4th floor and smoked a joint. They don't have cameras in those hallways. A lot of times I go to these towns and freeze. What do you think? I'm going to walk around like Johnny Mook? I'm in a nice hotel. I look around. I open up the door. I take an elevator up. I do a bunch of stunts. Sometimes the roof is open.
You cause terror. Someone's like, I don't smoke pot. I promise.
Listen to me, dog. I'll go up to
It's
the
like an AA floor.
I'll go up 3 or 4 floors up, go into the hallway and smoke dope and leave the joint on the pipe for them burning. And then get on the elevator. I'll put like mint in my mouth and take 3 hits of the vapor pen, and I'll get back to the elevator. As long as I get to my room unseen, within 10 minutes, the whole hotel will be on the 12th floor. That's how you run. Anybody can smoke reefer when everybody's hip hop or do. Smoke reefer when you have blood blisters in your throat and you watch them blow up as you're doing bong hits. That's when you're smoking pot.
I don't want to share.
You don't want to what?
Why are your blood blisters in your throat that are exploding? Stop smoking for a few days. What?
No, that was years ago. Not blood blisters. You got those little throat polyps, and they stick on there. When you cough out, they spit out like a little piece of meat behind your tooth. And you take them and you break them up and you sniff them. You never broke up a throat polyp. What's wrong with you? One of those yellow balls of death that comes out of your throat?
I've never lived, I guess.
You'll be smoking up some throat polyps. I don't even know it. TJ Maxx to the fat man section. One time I bought a magician's. One time, listen, I was opening up. I was doing the Sunflower Casino, one of those, and I was opening up for Diane Ford and Dave Attell. And she says, you're emceeing, so you got to wear some type of tuxedo. So they had no tuxedos. I went down to Melrose. I had the small 50. All they had in my size was a guy that was a magician. And he decided to quit, so he went down there and dropped off his gear.
A fat magician?
I don't have the tux. I lit it on fire. But I still have the picture of my magician top. Here's where it gets even worse, guys. And guess who's there? Both Dave Attell canceled, and whoever else I was supposed to work with. I was opening up for Tim Allen. How embarrassed was I? Indochino, 100% merino wool suit. This Indochino, Indochino.com. Do me a favor, go to Indochino.com. Indochino. Go to Indochino.com right now. Anna came through for me this week. But do me a favor, Anna's always on top. Onnit never stops. But you know what? Go to Onnit.com. Go to Onnit.com. I love you guys. See you next week. Thank you for the love and support. The Church of What's Happening Now. Sunday, September 11th. Respect. You don't want to know. They'll never let you know. When you ask the reasons why. That's too deep. Turn that thing off. I just saw myself playing basketball in 1977 and shit with skinny legs. What's going on, Lee Syatt?
I never had skinny legs.
What's going on?
What's going on? I had a good week. I went with you to the show. I love going to comedy shows, man. I was thinking about it today. I've been going to comedy shows. I was one of the nerds. My mom, you're going to Gotham in a couple weeks. My mom, when I was 16, 17, took my brother and we went to Gotham. There's something, even before I knew anything about comedy or knew anything about going, it just, to me, it blows anything out of the water. Sports, you can't really see. If it's a good movie, that's maybe on par, but a good comedy show?
Do you anticipate for laughter?
Oh, I've never wanted a guy to die a slow death. I always go...
Anticipation laughter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it got to a point like John Panette a few years ago. He passed away, or a couple of years ago. My whole family and my family's best friend family, all the parents and stuff got along. We watched it. We went on New Year's Eve. I must have been 15, 16. We went and saw John Panette as a family for New Year's Eve.
See, I was more of a music guy at that age. I liked live entertainment, but I liked music, and I liked music at a big scale, but then again, I liked music at a small scale. Bands would rehearse at my mom's bar when I was a kid in the daytime. Spanish bands, whatever. There was one particular band that always rehearsed at my mom's bar in the daytime, in the back, from 11 to 12 in the summertime. If you got the syringe, take a chance. I would work with different telemarketing people. And telemarketing people, when an account dries up, they go to different firms. So I was selling cigars, but the company I worked for decided they were just going to open up a cigar store and do the calls from there. And they were going to change it all around. There was not going to be an early morning shift anymore. So I said, I got to find something else to sell. So I went and sold venture capital. What is that when you just invest money?
Yeah, VC, venture capital.
Venture capital people, because these people had this idea of a TV show, okay? But the TV show was going to get written by this writer who had written on this other TV show that was successful on Disney for 12 seasons, blah, 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 blah. These are the characters, and this is what the show's about. Not only are we doing that, and this is when I saw it from an outsider's point of view, they were also selling the merchandise rights
to the show.
So they were going to have a guitar, a drums, posters, lights. Right there, I knew it was a disaster. Because you're not focusing. They had one page about the storyline and 82 pages about the marketing they were going to do. Right there, I learned that. I learned it right there. Nobody taught it to me. I saw it. I saw how far ahead of the game people get.
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's fun.
And, no. It's not fun.
It's not fun when it comes at.
There's a difference. Right now, I'm visualizing my special. That's one thing, but I'm not visualizing in Madison Square Garden, Jay-Z jumping up and down.
No, but it'd be like if you were visualizing the special, but not going out this month.
Right. Yeah. No. But when you want to sell those type of things, sometimes people get ahead of themselves. Well, think of the movie rights, and right there, I know, because you look worried about money. Right there, when you tell me that you're gonna get this and get the movie rights, and think of all the hats we could sell at the premiere at $22.50 a hat. Right there, I know you have nothing, and the people around you are cheerleading that. We used to do with Lee. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cut that right there, Lee. I want you to find Frank Sinatra. I want to be around.
Okay.
I'm going to teach you a little lesson. We're getting the party started, Lee. It's Monday, September 11th, and we're celebrating by doing a special podcast.
Right.
You know, out of respect. That's the least we could do. I don't want to come on here and have a wine fest or whatever. All I want to do is let them know I acknowledge them. Here you go. There you go. Who should say you like me? These are great. All these need is whipped cream. This is the best flavor I've ever tasted in my life. You know why? Because there's no weed in it. There's like no milligrams in it.
50, yeah.
But that chocolate from Chiba Chew is very good.
It is.
I just saw you go like this, zzz, like 2 times. Listen to Frank Sinatra's version. Uh-oh. Bam, we got 2 more bags of stars here. This turned into a good party tonight, see? I mean, you and I always get creative. And if I look, I know there's a hit of acid somewhere in this office. You understand me?
Let's hope not.
Who takes care of you like me, Lee? 'Cause nobody. Right now, you'd be at home with Paula somewhere, rubbing your feet, watching bad TV. This is James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. 3 completely different, well, Sinatra and whatever crooners. A black dude that's tremendous, and 2 crooners singing the same song with 2 different twists on it. It just goes to show you can cook spaghetti 50 different ways. You know what I'm saying, Lee?
I feel like Paula made me spaghetti carbonara last night.
What was in it?
It's like the one with a little bit of bacon in it, and then like a little bit of just butter and egg, and she just like...
With an egg yolk?
Yeah.
Or the whole egg?
I don't know. She made it.
And then you put Parmesan cheese?
She made it for me. She learned how to make it in Italy.
Italy. Look at you. She brought back recipes from Italy. It's got to be pasta with an egg, butter, more butter.
No, but we did. She only made like we only had one bowl. We didn't get crazy.
Did you use spray butter in it?
No. She would.
For God's sake, I hope you didn't use spray butter. You're getting worse and worse.
She wouldn't. She made it. She wouldn't use spray butter. She thinks the same way.
Good. Does she take and throw it in the garbage?
No, she doesn't go to that level yet.
Well, don't ever have me over your house, because the first time you go to the bathroom, I'll throw that thing out. I wanted a tan when I was a kid. I started throwing away people's ashtrays.
Why?
Because I hated them. I hated ashtrays. So when people weren't looking, I'd throw their ashtrays away.
Why didn't you like ashtrays?
My friend George,
okay.
I threw all his ashtrays away when he lived with me in Boulder. I'd ask him, he was crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I take your ashtray? I don't smoke pot. I don't only smoke pot. I smoke it outside.
What do about this time?
Yeah.
Like one night, Lee called and we had a 2-hour conversation about a drug network. Like Lee was asking me about my friend who sells coke, and I was telling Lee that I've known these guys in Hollywood. That I've been selling. I've known them since '97. I met them through a white Jewish dude named White Lightning. Then White Lightning used to sell weed. Used to date a black chick that used to be the same coke dealer, and he didn't know it. He thought they were just friends. And she had a kid, and she was half Jamaican, and he was this Jewish dude that you could just take money from him. At the time, Josh Wolf had an apartment in his building, and he would be very paranoid about hiding his weed in his apartment. So he would hide in the parking garage, and we would steal it once a month. Then when he caught on, he started hiding in some girl's apartment. He'd have 3-4 pounds at a time, because that's what he does. He's a promoter / weed dealer. So if you want to buy the good weed, you got to go to the parties and pay $20 to get in and buy weed. It was a great scam he had going on. What was I talking about? Oh.
Stealing Josh Wolf's weed.
So, no, we're talking about a drug thing.
Oh, yeah, the people who you met, your drug dealer in Hollywood.
So I met this kid, and I went over there a few times. The coke was good. You know, at this time, I didn't want to go to the store and buy it all the time. You know, when you're a junkie, you got to have a couple different outlets. Nobody catches on to what you're doing. So I had El Compadre. I had the Comedy Store, and I met this guy, and he goes, he'd get good coke, so he introduced me to this kid, and I would go over there. It was walking distance from my house, which is perfect in Hollywood, and I would walk over there and buy coke from him. It was him and a white dude at the time. And I would go over there and say hello, and they were playing those games. They would play those stupid video games at the court. Then I went over there one time, and they had stitches. They got robbed. They told me they didn't have a gun. I go, what type of drug dealers don't have guns? So I went and got him a piece.
How nice of you.
Yeah, and then we became friends ever since. And then I started going over there. But you were asking me their existence, how he still is in business. That was the conversation we had this night.
Yeah, how he could survive and not go to jail. Like how he could survive and make a living.
At this time, right now, I talk to him once a month.
Okay.
And I know what type of action he does. I know how he does it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how he moves. He's got kids, and he's very careful.
Okay.
He's ultra careful. Even years ago, very careful. Very careful.
All right.
He controlled everything from A to Z. Do you follow me?
In his whole life, or just hit
this operation he had. He would pick up at a certain place an hour away from here. But there's no days off. And people don't understand that. And when you have to stick to that program, like there's always something to do. What we always talk about. There's always something to do. Don't tell me there's something to do. You know what? Get up, change the light bulbs. Put that one over there and put that one over there. There's something to do. That Led Zeppelin thing got dust on it. There's always something to do. I said to you, take the other perspective. We were always talking about an ad salesperson.
Right.
I said, start making calls. How much success did you have? Tremendous.
0.
No, you did great.
Oh, well, before.
Well, no. We had the reefer with the pin. They didn't want to lift the rock. You had them reefer people with the license and the app.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
like
no. You started getting a couple, and now you realize that you come in here on Sundays sometimes, and you come in, and you know what? This is a 6-day-a-week job for you.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? If you open up this podcast business, sorry, Charlie, this is a 7-day-a-week job. And if there's a leak on Friday night and you're in the movies with Paula, jumping up and down, watching one of those bad movies, guess what? You got to show up at that leak.
Oh, I know. It's to be quite honest, I'm not tired, but like it's like we were talking about. Did I think if Paula was ready? This is more work, and it's just it's the hours are weird. It's not that I don't enjoy it and love it and I'm pushing through it, but it's a grind. It's at certain points.
The podcast.
Not just the podcast, but then driving down to meet to do podcasts in Pasadena or in Beverly Hills or something like that, or sending emails, and it's like you just said earlier today that you're busy. You said you've been busy for years, so you're getting busier. Like it's just getting. I'm at a different point of being busy, and I'm like still getting used to it.
Well, you're learning all the possibilities that we could do with the podcast.
Right, yeah.
So right now you're exploring a lot of them where I don't have the time to explore a lot of them. On the other situation, and I gotta tell you something, I'm just as busy as I am with stand-up. Do me a favor, go to Onnit.com right now, whether you're a hiker, a jiu-jitsu guy, a weightlifter, a kettlebell lifter, Onnit has something for you to optimize your workout and your life. Do me a favor. Go to Onnit.com right now. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for the love.
Nothing.
Johnny's smooth
What's your
over there,
story?
looking
Oh,
good.
listen.
Looking good. You got a new hairdo, LaRue. Look at you.
I gotta do like every 3 weeks.
Sure. You get hair on your neck. You got to go to an old school barber with the
Of
razor.
that. I don't know if it's a Jewish thing or I don't know, but
You have caveman.
anyone who goes bald, it's everywhere but the top of my head.
Find hair on the pillow.
Yeah, but
hair
you're
on
supposed to. You're 50 something.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all my whole family. The worst is the back hair. I got a thing to shave the back hair.
Dollar Shave Club. You got to put something together. You got to give them a call. Say, look.
They got to do something because with the wood razor when they used to do it that it can't go all the way down
Well,
the
you got to
back.
get the stick. You got to get
A
the stick
stick?
with the hand on. You ever see that scratching hand? You have a hand with a stick on it. And you scratch your back with the stick. And work it from the back. If you're a little too fat, you're mathematically inclined. You can't wipe your muffler. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I hate when I go to buy something at any business and there's somebody behind the counter who doesn't understand the language. it bothers me a little bit. And I don't get mad at them. They just come to America. They're looking to strive. I get mad at the people that hire them because these are the people that are going to be talking to your customers. So if people are going to come in here and they do not understand what you're talking about. Number two, if you're going to hire somebody, make them knowledgeable of the foods and how they're served and how they're prepared. You know, a lot of people look at businesses as investments. I talked about this with the Northridge Dairy Queen. I went up to me and my wife moved to the Valley 4 or 5 years ago before Mercy was even a thought. And one night we're on a date night and we go, let's go to Dairy Queen. And we both got Dairy Queen and it was terrific.
Really?
And we looked at the people who owned it and absolutely they were from another country. I'm not going to be racially insensitive here. It doesn't matter. My point is that they were somewhere else and they didn't know a Dairy Queen was. They bought a Dairy Queen because of an investment. Mm-hmm. So when we went in there and we were looking for a Slurpee, whatever, they're like, we don't know what that is. You know those great Mr. Misties? With the vanilla ice cream, and I always liked they didn't know, you know, and I got upset, and I see it sometimes. Me and my wife go to get spaghetti in Burbank, and last time we went in there, I had to say something to my wife. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't know how to serve spaghetti. Nobody's ever taught them how to serve it, so you got to tell them, Terry. So I'm sitting there the other day, and I'm in the East Coast now, because we don't have this here. I do not have this freedom and this honesty in Los Angeles, and anything that you do. I'm in the entertainment business. So the people I deal with can't make eye contact. They won't return your calls. They rather not return a call than give you a no. That is the weirdest thing that I've ever encountered. If I go in and do something for you, instead of you going, Joey, you were not right for the part, they'll avoid contact. Yeah. They'll avoid with everything all together. So maybe somewhere down the line, they'll bump into you with a job. And you know, it's just creepy. Human being. Humans don't treat each other like this. So the other day I'm in this food court in South Florida, whatever, Fort Lauderdale at the Hard Rock. And nothing looks good. And I look over and I see this little Jewish guy, probably like Lee's dad, like that age.
That's all.
Maybe a little
that's
older.
All South Florida
that's
is.
all South Florida is. He's got sandals on. He's got no yarmulke. I could tell when I saw him, this is my man right here.
So how often does this happen that you see some guy and you're like, I got to stay here?
I just know. I just have a feeling. I feel other people that are like me sometimes. Yeah. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, oh. And he goes, excuse me, do you work here, sir? He tells his kid. And I don't know what nationality this kid is. I know he's not American. He's not Spanish. He's not Brazilian. He's something else. I don't know. And he goes to the kid, excuse me, do you work here? And he's kind of nice, the guy. He's opening up very nice. Hi, how are you? He goes, you work here, kid? Yeah. He goes, listen, I need a nice sandwich, all right? He goes, I want this on this with a little bit of this. And he goes, and on top of that, I want some liver. Right? Just like that. I want some liver. And the guy goes, huh? He goes, I want liver. Liver. You know liver. You got liver? It's around here somewhere. He can't find it, the guy. He's like, liver. Liver. You know liver. And the guy's like, liver? Liver. And I'm standing right there. And I'm about to, and the guy looks at me like, and he looks back at the guy and he goes, liver. Liver, you put it on a sandwich, you know, liver. You don't know what liver is? And the guy's like, liver? Like he keeps saying, I do not know. Liver! And the guy's trying to keep it together. And I can see his face getting red. He's like 5'2". He's like, liver. I told you liver. Who hired you? What the? And all of a sudden, in the middle of his rage, he goes, where's your manager? He turns, and the door swings open. Like, you couldn't write this. The door swings open, and the guy comes out with a dot. I mean, and he looks at him, and he goes, liver. I want liver on my sandwich. And the guy's like, liver? And he goes like, you don't know either. And as he pulls away, he looks at me. We make eye contact, and he goes, tell me about it. I said to him, tell me about it. Finally, somebody thinks like me. I go, tell me about it. Make me stab you on a Monday morning. I got to be in county jail by lunchtime. What? Put yourself in that predicament.
Well, next time I won't. Cause
no. And 4 hours away, the hotel room.
No, but we stayed for the week. We had a good time otherwise. We had a good time.
I saw you eating spare ribs.
Oh, those are good.
What was the name of the Chinese place?
Noodles in
Noodles. And where'd you stay
at? Trump.
And how was it?
Good. It was.
Was it packed Las Vegas?
No, not Thursday.
Yeah, like I said. And then Friday's even slower. Saturday's the big night in Vegas.
Yeah. Fridays were a little bit busy.
Really? Was busy this time?
A little bit. Saturday was definitely busier.
And what night was the show?
Friday.
Okay, so and then what'd you do Saturday?
We gambled. We did what I wanted to do, and I ended up winning. So they have a game called Blackjack Switch, where you have to play two hands, but you can switch cards around. That's how you win. That was fun. I don't know. It was something.
You love to gamble. I love you.
Oh, I love gambling.
I love you. I love it. I love it that I would never get that from you. Like
Oh, I love it. And she got pissed off at me because I was up. Okay, I was up $2.95 when I left. I wanted to get that $5 extra, and I ended up losing 80 because I wanted to get that $5 extra. But I still ended up like 300 or 400 for the weekend.
Lee, you didn't eat the other gummy yet.
No, I'm already feeling this one.
No, but yo, it's 5 milligrams. What?
No,
one more.
5
Let's do one more.
milligrams.
Yes, it is. One more.
I did
I
one.
got one more.
Are you disappointed you didn't get the call for Letterman?
Oh yeah, I was sat at home. Let's do one more out of respect. It's Monday. Let's do it for your IRS. One more.
Come on, dude. Good. I'm glad you did.
You ate one. Eat
Yeah.
2. 10 milligrams. I'm asking you to eat 10.
Can I eat half of the second?
No, one whole one. This is what girls eat. The body of Christ compels you.
And you gave me the Christmas pack too, a red and a green one.
That's good. It's Christmas. You want a purple one?
No,
I'll trade you a purple one for a red one.
these have to be 20 milligrams
No,
each.
they're not. Yeah, the body of Christ compels you. Worried about it's 5 milligrams. That's what it's all about. You got sugar in there to kick up your diabetes. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, sugar. Trust me, people love seeing you sweating.
Oh, of course they.
And I'm still
You
getting
love
tweets that you were sensational in Tempe. Lee was tremendous in Tempe. He was sweating. His face was red.
Oh God, yeah.
He kept saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
Oh, thank God you didn't go to Tempe this week
Wow.
because I would have had to drive through Coachella. Can I at least get some credit for not jumping up and down and going to Coachella? I went to Vegas. I went to one concert. At least I'm not going to 2 weekends of jumping up and down. I deserve a little bit of credit.
You get no guts.
You son.
Going to some girl concert. You should have duped her a yard, let her go to the concert, and you could have gone and played blackjack by yourself. That's what a smart operator would do.
I can't leave her alone. I can't
Well,
leave her
she's a
alone.
grown woman. She's playing the piano barefoot. You got to sit there and make believe you're having a good time. Oh, this is great. Would you tell me the truth? Would you really much rather be playing blackjack than sitting there?
I'd always rather be playing.
All right,
blackjack.
stop lying to these people at home. This is what the show's about.
This is strong. Feels nice though.
I'll eat another one too.
No, leave me alone.
You only ate 2 of them. That's 10 milligrams. The whole bag is 20.
I don't think so.
It says it right on the thing. Look at it. The whole thing. We're going to eat another. Total product, cherry canna cube, black dog, THC, 19.8590.
Per each one, right?
No.
I don't know. I'm already feeling it. There's no way.
What feeling? They're 5. Get another one. Let's go. You got a red one. Let's eat a green one. Let's make it Christmas. Let's go. We got one.
I already had a red and a green one.
So let's have another purple one.
I'm all right.
You want a purple one?
No, thank you.
And I'll eat a red one.
No, thank
Lee,
you. You can have a red one.
Lee, do it for Jerusalem. When was the last time you did something for Jerusalem?
Never.
Where's the Jew flag that was supposed to be on the wall?
It's at my house.
We're
moving out. I don't know.
We're moving out because you didn't have the Jew flag. If they would have saw the Jew flag, you gotta get it together. You slip.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, they only put 1 blue package in your room or 2 pink packages for every cup of coffee. So every time I drink coffee, like I like to drink coffee in the morning when I wake up. 1 cup when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? Just 1 cup. I don't know how people drink coffee all day. And at night, before I do comedy, or sometimes before I go to bed at night, I'll get a cup of coffee and smoke a joint, smoke like a vapor. And I love that. And write 2 or 3
21st, Monday, the day the devil was thrown into some river somewhere off the coast of New York City. We're talking about here. Late night, Church of What's Happening Now, Monday, April 21st. Where's Tony Bennett? You're slipping. This is what I'm talking about. Where is it?
It's coming. Hold on.
It's coming. I'm sorry we came up late today, the audio, but I'm not sorry. Monday is Monday. We got till midnight to put this together. I'm still going to fire you up. You're still going to go out there on Tuesday. It's the church with the Jew. Out. Where's the water? Talk about their moms and they're not tight with them. I get pissed off at them because I don't have a mom. You only get 1 shot at being a good son. And I failed at that, God knows how she's looking at me from up there, whether she's in her hell or purgatory.
I don't think you failed at that.
And, I didn't go to, I didn't do what her dreams were, whatever. But if my mother wouldn't have passed away, I would have been a different human being altogether. I don't think I would have been doing what I'm doing now. For me to become what I'm doing now, we talk about all the time about our mutual friend. We have a mutual friend that will not quit his job. Mm-hmm. And he's lived in this town for 15 years, and he's had very minimal success. And the guy's talented, but I'm telling you, it's because he hasn't quit his job. Because he doesn't have the iron, the fire. So whenever he goes into those auditions, his mind doesn't take the mile because they're comfortable. And he's never going to move forward until he quits that job. Never. It's going to be, he's never going to book nothing.
When he goes in there and that hunger is shown, that hunger it shows for a reason, man. And people buy it. Like if you're selling something and people see you're desperate, they smell it on you.
Yeah.
But when you're an actor or you're a comic or that desperation becomes motivation. Do you follow what I'm saying? That desperation becomes motivation. That's what the problem is with people. Everybody wants to relax. Everybody wants to go on vacation. Everybody thinks they have a vacation coming to them. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I have friends that go away in Jersey every 8 months. Like they think they have a vacation coming to them. Then you talk to them and they tell you how rough life is. Yeah, but we're saving money because it's tight right now. He got his overtime cut. Then what are you doing in Bali?
Yeah.
I don't understand prioritizing in life, So, what are we talking about, Lee? When they get me
It's
started?
just,
You get me over here all high.
Give me some love. Love is the word of the day. It's over, Lee Syatt. Wednesday, April 23rd.
It's 4:20. Oh, my God. Get up, drink your coffee, stretch your back out, stretch your hands, your feet.
where were you? I think maybe you were in Tennessee, and it was last year. Because when I went to Tempe, it was an older one where you couldn't do the temperature, but it's like high cool, low cool.
Right.
And I turned it to high cool, and I woke up shivering.
Oh, yeah.
But you did it. You did it once, I think, in your wife's family, and he started peeing on the floor from the bed. I don't know. I think you said it on stage like once. Like you started like peeing around the room from the bed.
When it gets cold in there, I don't want to get up. I love the only way I can sleep is freezing.
Yeah.
I like putting the blanket over my head with that sleep apnea tube flowing out.
Over your head?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that freaks me out. I can't do that.
I put the blanket over my head, and how I breathe is with the sleep apnea tube. That's why I like it freezing. I want to.
Do you put your foot out?
Not even close. Everything stays underneath.
Oh, I have to have my foot. I have at least have one foot out. Yeah. I'm gonna have to bring hummus to the new office.
You're not bringing hummus to the new office because I don't even want hummus. That's a no hummus zone.
You know where I hear they have good hummus?
Where?
Austin, Texas.
They kill people who eat hummus
on site.
Go to Houston or Dallas. They'll kill you. What are you talking about?
Not really.
Why? What do you do? You leave here at 8:30. You got till 10 o'clock tonight to do something. Well, how long do you think it's going to take you to take a walk, call it? You're done by lunchtime.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got a lot of shit to do.
What do you got to do?
We're looking at offices. I got to call.
We're not looking at all. I'm going to go look at one more office. That's it. You got to go for a walk. What else? Put the priorities.
Okay, well, I'm going for a walk.
Right.
Calling insurance and the cops.
Right, the cops.
I have to call the police I'm looking at tonight.
Right.
Yeah. And I have to drop off at 7.
That's 12. You got 7 hours to kill. You got 7 hours to sit
while
there.
I'm moving, I don't want to leave these people hanging.
You're not going to move. It's only take you one day to move. You got
one day?
You got 2 hours in your day to move. Don't ever shut nothing down. You're in operation. Do businesses shut down because they're going to move? No.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. You just can't stop because you're moving. You think you got this busy day, but most of your day you're sitting on that bed on the computer. I know this.
Well, yeah, but that's
you gotta know that those days are done with. This is all part of the new Lee. You give yourself a lot of time to relax, Lee. A lot of time to relax. It's too much.
Well, it's not relaxing.
You're single. You don't see your girlfriend in the daytime. You don't have a cat. You don't have a dog. You got nothing. You got to get on it. That's it with stories. No more in bed throwing M&Ms up in the air and eating them like that. I know you. You're going to keep selling shirts. You got to keep moving forward. You're going to fill your days from now on. You're 25 years old.
I'm not. I have
at 25, I didn't even have a house. I didn't even watch TV at 25. I didn't even know what baseball was. I don't know when the Twinkies. Somebody told me the Twins won the World Series. There's no more TV in your life. Do the computer and what you got to work. It's over. What's happening now? Where you, the priest, you understand what's going on, Lee Syatt?
You got me all fired up this morning.
That's right. What are you pressing buttons for?
Well, mind you, what's the question? That's my whole thing. I press buttons.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to find the last 2 minutes of Dogs by Pink Floyd. That's the anthem of the day today. So, you get... what are you confusing me for?
Well, when I look at the screen, I should be looking at you.
$1, $6, and $9. Plus, they got one wipe Charlie's. EscapePod.tank. They've been with me for 3 months. EscapePodTank.com.
How many times are you supposed to shower a day?
3.
No.
Yes.
3. That's a lot of showers.
What are you going to do? You want to be clean. You ever smell somebody, bro?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You want to smell like that?
No.
Then you got to be washed.
3 showers.
3 showers. You're a chubby dude. You release odors like me.
Yeah.
You ever smell your shirts at the end of the day? It smell like cheeseburgers. And you think that's because no, because it comes out of our system. You don't want to work out every day. So when you sweat, top sweat, what do you think that smells like? Onions and that hummus sweet. Where do you think that goes?
I don't know. Comes out in the sweat?
Comes out of your sweat.
Oh, wow.
And it goes into your clothes. Now, you go take that shirt off, put it down. And then you sit there and go, well, I didn't do nothing yesterday. I'm going to put that back
Oh,
on.
no.
You know what that shirt smells like after
What?
that? And then you try to tighten. You ever smell somebody with sweat on their shirt and they put cologne on top
Oh,
of sweat?
no, that's right.
We have friends that do that. I don't want them around when they do that. You got to wash. You don't want no problems? Take 3 showers a day.
You know, how much time to wash 3 times a day?
You got to make time. This life is about making time if you want to get forward. You got to make time to work out. You got to make time. You know what? I hate drinking those protein shakes. But today, on the way back, I got to stop at the protein store and get protein powder. But I have to do it. These are the things you have to do in your life. You have to work on it.
That's true.
Godliness is next to cleanliness. Did you find dogs from